because I'm afraid of nobody. I fight every man in the world, and I never duck or hide from anyone what's going on in boxing. If this is how it has to be for people to be successful, it's not about boxing and using your skills and win the fight. It's about politics and who you know. It should be abolished.
What's going on, y'all? It's the 1-2 Kid. I just wanted to talk about some certain things, man. We had a fight. We had a fight last night, man. Eubank Jr. uh took like took a L. I think he stepped down in weight class. He took on Liam Smith. Liam Smith put a right hand on him, a major league uppie, and then caught him with a left hook and was like, and he was feeling the funk. He was feeling the funk. Mar the Machine, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? How you doing, man? We got Mar in the building. Yeah, man. How you feel about that fight? You think that Eubank stepped down in weight? You think that dealt? I mean, like, kind of diminished his punch resistance? I do. I feel like it hurt his punch resistance. He looked a little slow to me. Charles D, what up? What's going on, Charles D in the building? Free my man Charles D. Wow, there he is. Yeah, man. Uh, this dude got rocked. He looked good in the beginning of the fight, man, but I tell you what, man, he looked a little slow. I think the weight took the toll on him. I think it hurt his punch resistance, and I think he got slept. I think he got slept, man. You know, and I thought it was a decent fight though. And shout out to Lane for doing this thing too. I was impressed with him as well. Um, there's some other things I want to talk about as well. Spence fighting Thurman at 154. What y'all feel about that? Me myself, I feel like they have two people on the PBC. They got Chubby, and they were like, "Look, you're gonna hold on to these titles." And KFC, that's what's up. Oh man, I'm addicted to Chick Fil A. Chick Fil A got me addicted. I get a spicy and a crispy. Fucking around getting fat down south, man. Bullshit fight. Yeah, I feel like it could be a bullshit fight too. I mean, maybe entertaining, but these dudes, I feel like they both got chubby, and they figured they was gonna hold on to these titles. Or Spence gonna hold on to these titles, campaign, fight a mandatory at 154. And if you're not putting standards on what you're doing and you campaigning at a weight, holding on to titles, and it's not like you jumping up to fight for a title. You you jumping up to fight a Mando. And how can that even be considered a mandatory if you're fighting at 154? So technically you're not fighting your mandatory. And if you ain't holding standards to this shit, then let your belts go, man. Another problem I have with it is, I know, the fact that even though it would be an in-house fight, a fight between him and Charlo, it would be a big fight. But that fight ain't gonna happen. I don't see that shit even happening. So why are you even campaigning there? And I'm not sure he can make 147 anymore. I seen him. He looked like somebody's auntie, man. He built like somebody auntie right now. Like I was looking at him like, damn man, that man looks super chubby, man. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's thinking, man. And a lot of people gonna criticize the fight, but the same people like myself, I'm kind of criticizing the fight. So this towards me as well. But you look at Tank and Ryan, what weight are they gonna be fighting at? And for what title? Just a thought. You know what I'm saying? Just a thought. Just a thought. You know what I mean? Like, what are they fighting for actually? For like what Jamal said? For attraction. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I had to go over it. I dropped the link if anyone wants to hop on. But I went over it and I looked at that fight hype video, and I was watching Jamal Charlo call out Bivol, and Bivol just looking bamboozled like, what are we talking about here? And I could have swore I heard Bivol call Charlo a motherfucker. He was like, I respect you, but you're a motherfucker. I could have swore I heard him say that shit, y'all. Real talk. I was like, "He's a motherfucker." Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get why these guys would fight at 154 and Thurman and Spence, and it's Amando. Like this is the shit that I think it kind of hurts boxing. This is the type of shit. What's going on, Bruce? What's going on, Hap? Because if you ain't gonna put no standards on fighting certain individuals, then what's the point? Like if you fighting a Mando at 154 and you're 147, then it's not a mandatory. It's no longer a mandatory. Like how do you do that? How does that even work? You know what I'm saying? Like how does I think that hurts the game. I think that hurts the game because it don't hold the game to standards. You no longer got standards on the game. Like you holding belts and campaigning in other weight classes. I think going down in weight and pulling people up isn't a great idea, man. We seen what happened to Eubank, man, about the fight at 154 and then taking on a fight at 160. It hurt his punch resistance. He was known as a guy who could take a decent shot, and I'm not saying that you can't be clipped and taking nothing away from Liam Smith, but it does affect you. It will affect you. Dropping all that muscle, and it does something to your brain and your punch resistance. It does something, man, where it don't work. And it's funny because what's going on, Champ Ross? How you doing, brother? Hope everything's good. If you ain't in the fight league, you need to hook up with Champ Ross and get in that prediction league. Get in that prediction league, man. Have some fun. Um, but I don't understand it. I don't get certain things that are going down in the fight game. Big fight between Ryan and Tank. But are they going to be fighting at 135? Are they going to be fighting for a title? So if you're not fighting for titles and you're not fighting in your weight class, this goes for Spence and Thurman as well, and you still maintaining titles, then you fighting for cash. So you just a prize fighter. It's like some club fighting shit. And club fighting shit, if you used to play the old boxing games and shit, when you was a club fighter or a prize fighter, you weren't even a contender yet. So I mean, that seems to be the model and the formula that these guys are using. And I'm not too hyped up on it. That's why I ain't been dropping a lot of content, and I'm not trying to pick a side between Bud and Earl. I'm not trying to play that game, man. I'm just like watching my sport not doing so well. Uh, I do like the fights that we do got. I do like the guys on the big champ shit. You know what I mean? There are guys out there like Usyk, um, Bibble, Jermel Charlo. Uh, you know what I mean? These guys are willing to get in there. They want the smoke. I'm also a big Shakur fan. I'm not a fan of the fact that him dropping his belts, but if he can't maintain them, at least he dropped them. He didn't campaign at a higher weight and hold on to his belts and say, I'm fighting my Mando at 135. It's just funny, man. Yeah, March and April looks like it's gonna heat up. I totally get it. I totally get it. What's going on, Athletic Mind? This the rookie of the year right here. Now he's turning heads and shit. You know what I mean? He's turning heads. I see nothing but prosperity in this young man. From the moment I met him, I knew he was gonna be all right. You know what I mean? And he catching that algorithm too. God bless him. He deserves it. He loves the sport too. I don't always agree with him, but he's got a good fucking boxing mind. And shout out to Haplotype, always coming through. Overdose Boxing, nice to see you. And and we know Champ Ross, man. He always in the mix. This guy's always in the mix. You know what I'm saying? And I can't forget Bruce Gas, man. Mr. Wisdom himself. Always dropping that wisdom, coming from a different direction, giving y'all a different feel. So if you ain't subscribed to these guys, man, go ahead and subscribe to them. Because they're nothing but fire. Lisa Bells, the queen of boxing. Always be the queen of boxing to me. I don't care what type of newcomers coming in. You be dropping knowledge, you be answering questions, and what was that guy's name? Boom, she'll pop it up. Shout out to Lisa Bell. I just like having fun and talking about boxing with people who also love the sport as well. I may not agree with everybody. Everybody may not agree with me, but shit, man. I don't know, man. How y'all feel about that whole 54 shit? I'm not a fan of it. Of course, I'm a fan of the events when they go down, but there's so many things that you could look at, like like Spence saying that he's his own promoter, saying that he would never fight a guy like Thurman, and then here he is doing so. I'm not saying that Thurman don't deserve it or it won't be an entertaining fight, but you got two guys that I'm not sure are gonna be completely ready for that fight. So it'll be an even matchup, but it's probably not gonna be that great. They're both probably gonna look a little rusty in the fight, and it's probably gonna be a pay-per-view for non-title bout, like a lot of the other pay-per-views we've been getting a lot. And they might as well just start throwing these fights on free television. I think it'll benefit the sport by putting them on free television. You ain't gonna have to worry about motherfuckers stealing the fight, and you're gonna get paid off the top. You know you know what I mean? Bet on yourselves. Bet on yourselves, and hopefully these networks, these free networks, will pick up some boxing because I think that's one of the reasons why boxing was so big when we were coming up, when we was youngsters back in my day. Back in my day, I think like putting it on free television would definitely benefit it. You know what I mean? And do it. Try to line up some huge fights. Between other big sporting events. Like Super Bowl and what I mean, like the World Series and shit like that. Shit to I mean, especially in America because boxing seems to be picking up steam in other countries as well, in the UK and Japan. You know, they seem to be picking this up. You know what I mean? Eastern European guys. It seems to be picking up there, and they seem to be having a hell of motherfuckers that are there that that are really backing the sport. They show up, they support. They don't have to. They're not getting bullshit cards and being forced to pay ridiculous amount of money for subpar competition. No if fights. Damn, I don't know. That'd be a good fight, but if those the fights I like, but I don't know. Them I don't know fights, man. Yeah, I had to get out here and talk about boxing because it's been a minute. My Cowboys just lost. So shit happens. As soon as Pollard went out, I said the game's over. Son of a bitch. What's going on, Charles D?
What up, nigga?
What's going on, man? How you feeling today, man?
Ain't shit. Didn't have to work, so I'm cool. My shit, I got like a different alert when your shit pop on and shit. I'm like, oh, this nigga shit came out the blue.
Oh, no shit. That's what's up.
Yeah, my shit plays the 10 crack commandments and shit. It goes
Oh,
one, chivit, two. I'm like, okay, 1-2's live.
oh, nice, man. Thank you. I appreciate that shit, man. I appreciate that. That's just dope. What'd you do? You put that notification on there?
Yeah, I always had that on there when you come up. I mean, I
Oh,
don't
that's
always
dope.
get the notification, but
Mm.
like I got yours, I got Black. Santos shit didn't pop up when he had one earlier, but I was
Yep.
fucking sleep anyway and shit.
Yeah, I caught his. I had to catch the playback on his, but I was listening to it, and then I had to get ready for the games, man. I I had to get ready for the games. I had some little bets. I wouldn't have bet on the games, but I had some friends and family around, so you know we just made some fun bets and shit.
Yeah, I
So I
heard
was
your
just like,
boys
yeah,
lost.
mm-hmm. Yeah, they lost, man. San Francisco got them, and
That's what they do.
I don't know. They didn't look all that fancy, man. As soon as Tony Pollard went down, I was like, damn, we got to rely on Zeke gay ass. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? I say CeeDee Lamb, man. That motherfucker was carrying the team. He was running, receiving.
I
He was
gave
doing
Zeke all
everything.
that. Yeah, I gave Zeke all that money. That nigga better
Yep.
show up.
Nah, he ain't do nothing. He ain't do shit. He ain't been doing.
Oh no,
shit
no,
for
no. I'm
about
saying, nah, hell no. Since y'all had shit, even when y'all had fuck, what's that other dude's name?
He
that
like
got
these
traded?
fighters. Once he got some money, he's done. He got.
Yeah, it was a
comfortable.
wrap. But y'all had another running back before y'all had Pollard. It was a nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
Fuck, I can't remember his
know.
name.
I think
But
I
y'all
know who you're
traded his
talking about.
ass.
But
Or he
yo,
got
Tony
arrested
Pollard,
doing
man,
some dumb shit.
he got injured, man. I was mad as fuck. I was like, because they just started starting him again. They just started starting him, and I was like, yo, this little motherfucker is bad as fuck.
Yeah, he a
We was
workhorse.
yeah. So what you think, man? What you think about back to the boxing, man? What you think about that Liam Smith fight?
Man, that shit threw me for a loop, son.
Yeah, I
Not a
didn't see
loop.
him
I had
stopping
it.
him.
Nah, I didn't see that shit happening. I had picked Eubanks by a split decision or majority or some stupid shit. But I had him winning. I had him winning something close.
He looked a little slow to me. His jab was on point, but he looked a little slow to me. And then he looked just like he was fighting like he was Roy. And I'm like, he's athletic, but he's not Roy. And then he went out like Roy too in his later days.
Yeah, he definitely inherited the Tarver chin.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is I think it's because he cut that fucking weight the same as fucking Roy.
He was shooting his jab like he was Roy. I was looking at that shit. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? But it was working.
Yeah, but Roy rarely threw a jab, man. He would just
Roy would lead with a hook or a fucking uppercut or some crazy shit. But Roy could get away with that shit because he's fucking athletic as shit.
Right. Roy could get off fucking 6 hooks in a row like jabs. Not many motherfuckers could do that. But then when he had dropped in the weight, his punch resistance was just out the door. You know what I mean? It was just out the door, man. I hated to see that shit because when you enjoy watching a fighter like that, and then you see him go out like that. But the problem with these fighters is just like any extreme athlete that reaches that upper echelon, you can't tell them to quit because once they taste that type of success and them type of wins and them comeback wins, they're like, I still got a shot.
Oh, my nigga Santos is in the building. What up, Santos?
What up, Actual Facts? And if y'all missed Actual Facts live earlier, go back and check that out. Check out the playback, man.
Yeah, I had to catch the playback. I was asleep.
Yep, I did. But yeah, man, I thought it was a decent fight. I didn't catch most of the card though. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? I didn't catch most of the card. I'd go in and out. I heard some guys knocked out some guys, and I was like, oh, that's great. I was like, I just want to kind of see the hype for this shit because they was talking major league shit. I was a little hyped for it. They got me. They got me a little bit with that when they was in the pre-fight press conference. They was talking about each other. Dude was like, "What up with your hairline?" He said
cheating on his wife and all this other extra shit.
Yeah, but dude said, "What up with your hairline?" He said, "Yo, did your barber tattoo that shit?"
Gave that nigga to Beijing.
Yeah, he started calling him gay and all that shit. Dude was like, "Yeah, man, well, I heard you was cheating on your wife." That motherfucker was like, "What?"
What weight did they fight at?
154.
Oh yeah, that killed him.
Or 160. No, they fought at 160. 160.
It's 60 or 54?
I think it was 60. They fought at 60, right? Actual fact.
What are you talking about?
Eubank and
Liam.
Yeah,
that was at 60.
Yeah, 160. Yeah.
But I think
he wasn't weight trained. Fuck that shit.
Eubanks
just got his ass beat then.
No, I think he tried to make that 54 when he was gonna fight Ben, and then I feel like he didn't look like, you know how when guys fight at a lighter weight or they look healthy when they come in. He looked super skinny and slow.
He looked a little soft around the midsection, but if he came in at 60, he wasn't really cutting that much weight.
Man, I don't know, 8 pounds when you're campaigning at 168. That and especially if you make the 154 and then go, okay, well, it'll probably be easier for me to fight at 160. Well, we seen what happened, man.
The crazy shit is Liam. He's on a what is he like on a 4 or 5, maybe 6 win streak? He was thinking about hanging them shits up. This motherfucker is resurrecting the shit out of his fucking career.
Yep. It's like he got better the more gray hair he got.
On top of that though, not only has he been more active, but he's been more active against stiffer competition.
Better competition.
Better competition, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of like what I was saying early on my live was like, I don't know why people are so surprised. I don't know why people are so surprised that Liam Smith won the way he did. You know, a lot of people, the people that did pick Liam Smith to win, picked them by either split decision or UD. I picked them by 8th round KO.
I picked
because
Eubanks in a split or majority.
Because Eubanks hasn't been fighting like that.
Active.
And also he hasn't fought at 160 for what 3 years, 4 years now.
And he ain't fought any real top. He ain't fought any real top competition either for a while either. You know,
right,
and I think that really affects fighters, man. When they not, when iron's not sharpening iron, man. That's why I'm concerned about guys like Tank and Ryan, because they ain't been in there with like elite motherfuckers.
Niggas, they that fight is a nothing fight. I don't see why people. I get it. It's a money fight. Mm-hmm. If you're looking at it from like a social media standpoint,
right.
That's what that shit's about. But for Tank, this is a fucking lateral move. For Ryan, this is a step up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
shit. This fight is for nothing. At a weight that don't mean shit. 136. What the fuck is that 1 pound doing from 135?
What? They're fighting at 136?
That was the fucking catch weight.
Catch weight? Neither one of them campaigned at 140. Why are they fighting at a catch weight?
Tank fought at 140 when he beat Barrios, which was a fight that everybody was like, and Tank is a god. Tank hasn't fought nobody since Pedraza, dog.
Yeah, but didn't he just fight at 135 in this last fight?
Yeah, and then he brought up Garcia from fucking 130.
But what I'm trying to say is, why are y'all fighting at a catch weight? People usually motherfuckers fight at a catch weight when they coming up or moving down. These motherfuckers didn't move from 135 and they fighting at 136. So they not fighting for a title.
Well, Garcia fought what the fuck is this nigga's name? His last fight wasn't that at 140 or 138 or some dumb shit?
That's what I'm talking about. This type of shit right here. So they're not even fighting for the WBA
no, hell no. That shit is
They're not even fighting for the WBA regular at 136. See, because they can't. So this is what I mean, man. It's getting, these motherfuckers getting way too lazy, bro. Way too lazy. Way too lazy, man. This is gonna hurt the game, man.
This fight makes no sense at all. It's cool. They names, that's cool. There's nothing on the line other than someone's O's gotta go.
But Joe, that's two of the biggest fights that's about to happen, and they both campaigning at a random ass weight.
Yep.
I don't know, man. If you can't make the weight, just let the titles go, bro. Just let them go. And it's not even like you moving up to fight somebody. These motherfuckers like, oh, we got to fight at 136 because we Tank like, I ain't fought no 135 pounders.
Yeah, the niggas want to hold on to that. Yo, Tank fought at 140, but who did he fight at 140, dog? It wasn't like he challenged somebody that's at 140 that's a threat.
I don't know, man. How y'all see that fight happening?
Man, I don't even give a fuck. Team stream, nigga.
Team stream.
I'll watch it for shits and giggles. The social media title. Twitter fingers.
Yo, do you know how well they would do if they put that shit on free TV and what type of clout they can get from that shit if in the future for views by doing free television.
Well, that's
As to
why.
just some motherfuckers just streaming the shit and you not even making half the money.
Well, that's why Devin Haney's pops be talking all that shit. Like they be like, "Yo, Tank did 200," and that's another thing, man. Y'all gotta knock it off with this Tank is the cash cow shit, man. This nigga doing 200, 300,000 buys. That's not big dog shit. That's mediocre.
Yo, even the cash cows ain't doing the cash cow shit that they was doing in the 90s.
Man, listen, Canelo's worst fight was what? Better than 300,000?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Make it make sense. Yo, Tank puts asses in seats. Yo, if all these fighters put asses in seats, it don't matter who they fighting.
That's what it seems. That's what it seems to be, though, man. That seems to be the route. And then you wonder why they can keep doing this. It's just like, man, just take some risks, man. And you got super talented fighters that ain't getting like a lot of people have been giving Boots a lot of heat for his performance, and I'm like, he didn't do bad. He was just fighting a guy who was moving, and he dominated him. But he had some moments where where he had to fight through him, and the dude had a little success here and there. But yeah. I wasn't that mad at his performance. I'm like, I don't see any other people doing much better. Trying, such and such would have got him out of there. Such and such would have. I'm like, how? The motherfucker wouldn't hold still. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a moving target. And he didn't seem too eager to engage because of Boots. Because I've seen him fight before, and he's not a guy that is super aggressive, but he's a lot more aggressive than he was in that fight. And I felt like when he felt with even though Boots was fighting flat-footed, he still dominated that fight. You know, and that's one of the things that I think these younger fighters got to get over is the fact that they put that much pressure on themselves to make bets and tell people they're gonna get these motherfuckers out of there in the first 3 in the first round. We seen that shit happen with Teo. I knew that shit was gonna happen with Teo. Teo, talented fighter, but man, if he keep getting punched like that,
especially when he fought Sandor Martin. Sandor was just, I'm gonna let you come to me, counter, bing.
Well, that's a standard. Actual facts put us on to him in his fight against Mikey. He was like, this dude could box, and he beat Mikey. So I mean, this dude ain't a bum, but at the same time, you in there taking on competition, a guy that can sit there and fight, but you taking clean shots on the regular now. And when that wasn't really the case at a point in time in his career.
Yeah, when he was at 35, he was sticking and moving.
Right, he was moving. When he was aggressive, it was kind of like focused aggression. Now it's kind of like
controlled aggression.
Yeah, controlled aggression is a better word for it. But now it's like just reckless aggression. And if I land this shot, I could get him out of there. Knock him the fuck out. And I'm like, fuck, man. And I gotta say, his pops was giving him good advice in his last fight. He just wasn't following that shit.
Nah, hell no, he wasn't listening.
Wear and tear is a motherfucker, though, man. That motherfucker got 2-3 years. He be in them wars like that, though, and you taking unnecessary punishment, not working on that defense. Because that quick twitch shit is the first thing to go.
Yeah, but the crazy shit is when you look at the highlight videos when he's training, he looked like he's working on, you know what I'm saying? All right, let me pull a counter. Let me do this. Let me do that. Footwork. And then he got into that fight. It was like all that shit, that shit went right out the window. I'm going to chase his ass around. This nigga was crossing his feet. That's how he got dropped.
Yeah. Yo, Champ Ross said, when you hire Roy as your trainer, it's not a good sign.
Nah, it ain't the best sign. Roy don't got the best record as a trainer. But you also got to you can't put the flack on Roy because Roy, it's not like Roy trained them from the ground up. Roy's coming in trying to work on shit with these niggas.
Said Beefy beat the crap out of Vargas.
Nah,
Did
Beefy
y'all see
been
that?
a nigga. Fucking Liam been on a fucking tear, dog. That fight, I forgot the fight that he had where he was like, I was questioning myself. I was thinking about hanging him up. He stopped that motherfucker. And then he's just been on a tear ever since.
Yeah, he been stopping motherfuckers. And do you think he's gonna continue to campaign at 160, or do you think he's gonna move back down to 154?
He could campaign at either one
I think
because
once
his pressure, his punch play, he's breaking motherfuckers.
I think if he want to make money, 160 probably the best bout. If he want to try for legacy, he could attempt to try to go for Jermell. Yo, how
Yeah,
do you
but that's
think
even
that?
if he stays at 60. Because his best bet would be to go for Triple G.
How do you think a fight between him and Spence at 154 would go?
Spence ain't fighting at no goddamn 154. He gonna fight Keith Thurman, and then I don't know what the fuck is going on with that shit because his
You think
man,
he gonna be? You think he gonna be able to drop back down to 147 after he campaigned at 154? I don't
he
know.
gonna have to unless Mel moving up.
I think they just stalling out his move to 154 by holding on to them belts.
So
I
you
think
think
it's just
with
kind of bluff move.
so you think with this nigga with his broken hand, all of a sudden is like, you know what I mean, a stall tactic?
I think it's a stall tactic, and then he's gonna campaign at 154, and they might move Jamela. I don't think they're gonna put Jamel and
Spence?
and Spence together. I don't think that's gonna happen, man. I mean,
No,
they
I don't think
literally
that, bro.
trained by the same trainer as well.
That's another thing.
You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm
under
saying.
the
What you
same
think it's a
trainer.
stall tactic just to move him up?
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's gonna fight Bud. I don't think that fight ever gonna happen. Because if it was gonna happen, it would have happened. And I'm one of the fools that was like, it might happen this time. And that's what I get. You know what I mean? That's what I get.
I would see that too happening, but if Spencer's about to campaign up there with Keith, two things. One, like you said, motherfuckers done put on too much weight, and it's a way softer cut for them to weight 54 to 47. That makes sense. The second one, I can't even say the second one because Keith should have said no to this fucking fight. He should have just been like, nah, no title on the line. I'm not doing this shit. Like
To be
this, I
honest with
don't
you,
even like this fight.
I would have rather seen fucking Keith and fucking Bud at 147. I would have rather see Keith and Bud at 147, man. Because at 154, I don't like the fight.
I don't like it because there's no title on the line.
How are you fighting
this defeats the purpose of you
fighting a Mando. Like this shouldn't even be considered a mandatory. Like he should be stripped because you fighting a mandatory at 154. You're not even fighting at 147, so the mandatory really don't count.
Yeah, that shit's out the window.
It should be. I mean, I thought that's like one of the number one rules. You can't campaign over your weight.
So is this nigga paying a sanctioning fee for fighting this motherfucker, even though they're considering this shit as a mandatory?
I'm almost positive he's paying sanctioning fees to maintain the title. But I think it's a bluff move. I think he's just gonna relinquish them. I don't know if he's gonna be able to make 147 again after he took his 154. Did you see that motherfucker when he was in the ring and shit? All them pictures the motherfuckers was posting, he looked like someone's auntie, bro. He's built fucked up.
All I know is the last shit that nigga said. I got a nutritionalist. I made the weight healthy and safe.
Well, I bet
you better get back. You better hire that motherfucker back for this fucking undisputed fight.
Even at 154, I doubt that them motherfuckers is doing VADA testing. Either one of them. And Thurman gave up VADA testing to fight
for fucking Pacquiao.
Right. And I don't know of Spence doing too much VADA testing at all. On occasion. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's kind of a horseshit move, man. Horseshit. I think.
And then you got people saying, "Oh, that's a boss move by Spence." How is that a boss move?
That's a move that he was like, "Look, you gonna fight. This is Al." In actual facts, Al voice. Look, you gonna fight. You're gonna fight Keith.
Al's a fucking pimp.
And that's how it's going down.
Al is a fucking pimp.
Even
even Crawford said it. Yo, Al's he's a nice guy. That nigga, I can see him talking these niggas smooth out of a fight. Nah, this ain't the fight you're gonna take. The fight you're gonna take is Keith Thurman. Fight at 50. Fight at 54. No titles is on the line, and if you could come back down 7 pounds, we will revisit this fight. You got it, bitch.
I mean, Earl.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You got a bitch. Now, let's get you a new car and get you into this fight.
Oh, that's bad, man. That's bad when you think about it like that. Keith just happy to be a part of some shit. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight this motherfucker."
Yeah, this nigga playing the flute, about to cash a check.
Mm-hmm.
Hairline all the way past his ears on some Stephen A. shit.
He talking big shit too about everybody. Yo, did y'all hear what dude said? Fucking yo, every time I start liking this motherfucker, Flair to Flair, he run and put his fucking foot in his mouth.
Blair was so about he wanted to fight Boots.
That motherfucker said that AJ is a coward.
AJ who?
Anthony Joshua.
A coward for what?
For not fighting Wilder. He the same motherfucker that said Bud Crawford ain't talented. I'm like, see, I flamed him last time we did that shit. And I'm like, but I was liking the fact that he was trying to get in there and fight. And who was it? Rocha? Put the bees to that motherfucker.
Yeah, gave him his first loss.
Then he got his win. I mean, he was doing all right in the fight in the beginning, but I'm just like, man, shit. I'm telling you, man, if he get in there with Boots, man, Boots gonna destroy that dude.
Boots gonna finish that nigga within 7 rounds.
I hope Rashidi gets takes a look at his last fight and makes some adjustments. He doesn't.
Okay, the only adjustment I think Rashidi needs to make is the unnecessary movement.
Right.
Because he did a lot of unnecessary moving in that fight that he didn't have to do. Other than that, he was boxing his ass off.
I think he has some unnecessary offense too. I think if he focused more on being more of a sharpshooter.
Yeah, but his offense was necessary because the dude kept coming in. So it wasn't really nothing like he was like overworking. It was just jab, 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 jab. You know what I'm saying? Like, but those were necessary punches. It was the unnecessary movement. All that extra break dancing shit this nigga was doing, that shit wasn't necessary. That's what wiped his fucking legs out when it came down for when he needed to move, when Villa started being aggressive.
I just don't think he focused on his talents enough. I think he got fast hands. He does have good movement, but like you said, a lot of it is unnecessary. And everyone's like how he was beat up and he was exhausted from doing too much. I'm like, yeah, but dude was beating the shit out of his body the whole night.
Nah, it wasn't the whole night. It was after the 6th or the 7th round is when Villa started turning, when he turned the pressure up on Rashidi.
Yo, when Villa wasn't landing headshots in the beginning of the fight, he was invested in that fucking body, bro.
Yeah, but it wasn't committed like it was after round 6 or 7, because that's when it was really like, you know what? It was either after round 6 or 7, his coaches was telling him like, yo, you down. And then it seemed like he just started walking him down.
If you ain't got good stamina and you're not a good boxer, you can't box all night. Villa is going to be a problem for a lot of 147 pounders.
And Villa's a hitter.
Take a punch. He can punch and he can take a punch, and you can
because once he saw he could take that punch, and after round 6 or 7, you gassed. Right. Okay, it's now I'm walking you down, and that's all he did from round and like even with Tony Reviews, he was like, how the fuck did he win the fight? I was like, yo, dog, listen, he got a 3-point 12th round. and you can arguably give him 3 rounds throughout the fight, that's a draw. Now, the fact that he was being aggressive, all it takes is one swing round for one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get it, but I did have Rashidi winning that fight on the scorecard.
No, I agree. No, I agree with that. But I was like, yo, at worst case scenario, I was like, the fight is a draw.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be tuned in to see Rashidi in his next fight to see if he made proper adjustments, and I'm definitely gonna be tuned into Villa in his next fight as well because he's a fun guy to watch. And I like
but Villa's next fight, if he keeps his word, should be the rematch. Rashidi.
That could go down. That'd be dope. I'll be with that shit. I'm just curious, man. That what type of that dude can scrap. He's a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. I'll pick him in a few upsets.
A chin and a hitter.
Yeah, and a heavy hitter. So he's always in the game. Late rounds too. And I like when the guys carry the power in the late rounds, man, because I was like, yeah, this dude could be a problem, man. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna win all his fights, but he's gonna make all them motherfuckers interesting.
Damn right. You gonna have to work for that shit because he ain't gonna be never out of it.
You're gonna be paying for that real estate. or you better have some crazy stamina. You better do a little extra running when you fight that motherfucker.
And Rashidi didn't have it. Them niggas' legs gave out. And then Rashidi's his bad habit, the only knock I got against him is a left hook. Rashidi is a sucker for a fucking left hook.
Yeah.
Because that's what dropped him before, and that's what got his ass this fight. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
I was talking cash shit to hang out. Like, yeah, Rashidi, because that's my guy. I fuck with Rashidi. And I'm like, left hook. Shit, this motherfucker got to keep the hands up. Boom, got him again. I was like, God damn it.
I was re-exploring the whole shit about Canelo, and what I noticed about Canelo Alvarez is he gets a lot of passes, bro. Yo, when he lost to Bivol, I was like, I'm before the fight, I'm a vegan. And now everyone says, yeah, but keep in mind he was injured that whole fight when he fought him, and that's that same shit I was saying. I was hearing.
Yeah, but it was also you who put that. It was also you who put that video out. Like, yo, I can't hold a glass with my left hand, and he's squeezing the shit out of the fucking Gatorade bottle with that same hand he can't hold a glass with after the fight is over.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, a lot of motherfuckers don't get passes for that, and he seems to get it. Well, he had surgery. Well, I would put it like this: just about every fighter can get surgery or probably needs it, just doesn't get it right away. All the motherfuckers be in there injured. They do get punched. That's their fucking forte. That's their fucking profession. So a lot of these fighters go in there injured, and he was probably, if he did have an injury, he probably had that injury for a long time, and it didn't affect them. You know, it's just funny how they bring up their injuries when they have difficult fights or losses. That's when you hear about the injuries.
Well, that injury had nothing to do with him fighting Bivol because it didn't matter if his hand was good or not.
He said he was injured after he fought Billy Joe Saunders.
That's cool.
Out way after.
That's cool, but look at the fight. You didn't have a fucking chance with Bivol.
Nah. I mean, but I gotta give him props though. He did make it a fight, and he was trying, and Bivol didn't get him out of there. So I'm like, that takes and him campaigning at the weight. But then it's like, oh well, he was reaching for greatness. I'm like, yeah, but when he got fucking Kovalev out of there, wasn't nobody saying that shit.
Nobody said shit about his hand.
Yeah, nobody said shit about his hand.
He didn't mention it either.
Right, but then when he fought. And now Bivol wasn't as well known, and I think he just took that fight because he thought he's the smallest light heavyweight in the division, and he felt like he could counter him, go to the body, and get him the fuck up out of there. But what he wasn't paying attention to was the motherfucking feet. Wasn't paying attention to that motherfucker's feet, man. That's it. So you got to work all night. He ain't just gonna let you, you know what I mean, do that shit you do with everybody else. And he's gonna be offensive in the meantime, in the between time. So you got to work all night. So then when you seen in them later rounds, there was moments in that fight where he just didn't have nothing. Oh, but he was campaigning at 175, but he chose that. He wanted that greatness. He wanted to be there. And shout out to him for taking that fight and moving up to 175. I'm not knocking him for it, but don't sit here and say that the motherfucker, oh, well, he was injured. Look, he got surgery. And I'm like, all these motherfuckers is injured. They could all get surgery if they wanted to, but they just do that shit when they have a tough fight. And then it's like, well, now he fights Triple G. And Triple G wasn't really engaging with him like that. I get it, and I understand. But at the same time, with as much as they was hyping him, why not let that? Why didn't he get him out of there? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't he get him out of there? Why? All I've been seeing of Triple G of late.
Yeah, but the fight with Triple G, they didn't bring that fucking hand up either.
And I'm pretty sure Triple G on some shit too. I've been watching that. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker look awfully fucking chiseled. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you figure this nigga been fighting for 160 most of his fucking career. He could easily make 168, which I didn't understand. Canelo to pull him up and wait to do that fucking third rematch. I was like, nah.
I don't know.
That's some bullshit.
I think Triple G should have been done campaigning at 168, man.
He should have. And I agree with you on that, but I'm just saying, I find it fucking weird that Canelo would pull him up for a third rematch, even though the first two were prior at 160. So you're gonna pull him to 68.
But Charles D, before these motherfuckers say that I'm hating on Canelo, I am not hating on Canelo. His campaign at 168 was stellar as fuck. You know what I mean? He got all them motherfuckers out of there.
Yeah, he went on a run. I don't knock him for his little run at 68.
Yep.
Now, granted, it was against, but it's the same shit you could say about he fought champions. Like everybody would be like, oh well, his resume at 68 is ass. Dude, he beat the four main motherfuckers who had titles, or the three niggas who had titles. So you can't say that shit. They be trying to use the same shit against Bud. Well, who did he really fight at 140? Nigga, to be undisputed, you had to fight the fucking champions.
Right.
Like the fuck do you mean?
Right. I wonder
he
what
he beat the motherfuckers who had the belt.
Who's he gonna fight next? Anybody got any ups on that shit?
Who, Canelo?
Yeah. I'm curious. I would like to know. I'm like, yo, man, like, who is he fighting next? And is he campaigning at 168? Is he moving to 175? Are we gonna get the fucking Beterbiev and Bivol fight ever? Holy shit. I don't know about that fight, man. That's a dangerous fight for both fighters, man. I don't know about that one. Yo, but we might be. What are they talking about the Tyson Fury and the Usyk fight? That's a fight I want to see. I do lean towards Tyson Fury in that fight, though. Just by sheer size, man. And he moves around. He's gonna be dangerous individual. He's a dangerous individual, man. Yo, I heard he was out there giving Andre props. Did you see that shit? Oh, I think we lost Charles D. How about you, Angel? You fall out?
Nah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What happened?
Yo,
no, I had my window switched over. My fault. Go ahead, Santos.
What's up?
Yo, Tyson Fury said that Andre is the boogeyman of 168. Yo, I'm dead ass.
Yeah, I saw that too, man.
That
Tyson Fury, man, he'll say a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, I don't fight on any of that.
Tyson Fury, with all due respect, hasn't been really keeping up with Andre too much as of late. Because he would have known that if he was the real boogeyman, he would have fought his mandatory, right?
Facts.
I'm saying so. He wouldn't have got out of 160 for
Zach Parker, right?
Yep.
Zach Parker, and also the other guy, the
the
Kazakhstan guy.
Kazakhstan
Who,
guy.
Janibek?
Janibek too.
Yeah.
Because you know, it would have looked pretty good if he would have got in there with Janibek, because Janibek looked pretty rough in his last fight. And so
Janibek looked like shit.
And so did Zach Parker. If he would have took them fights, they'd have been like, people was like, yo, just take them Mandos, and that motherfucker just, I don't know, man. I don't know about Andre no more, man. Like he's his own worst enemy.
All I know is this: they on the same side of the street. That fight better happen. Sometime this year, him and fucking Charlo better happen.
Fucking Charlo ain't even Charlo pulling up on Bivol, talking about fighting at 160.
Exactly. I mean, no, he's talking about fighting him at what was he saying? 175, 168? It don't even matter.
Right, but he's like, yo, you got the WBC at 168. I'm like, this dude is hammered, man. I was like, yo, this dude.
Yeah, that nigga had
talking about.
He had a pint of Henny in his back pocket with the brown bag still on it.
Yeah, man.
Charlo.
I ain't gonna front. I had to have a few tonight, man. My boys lost. Took an L in the playoffs. But I'm just saying, man, it didn't make any sense. I'm like, yo, why are you talking? Like, why are you pulling up on him? Like, let's fight. Let's fight for attraction.
The funny shit is Bivol looking at him like who the fuck? The fuck are you?
He was like, you have a title at 168? He was
who
like,
are you?
Then he was like, let's fight. He was like, I'm trying to fight for he was like, undisputed. Yeah, let's fight for undisputed. Like, who's that? He was like, yo, he looked at his fucking agent, was like,
and this guy is who?
He said he's undisputed at 168. He was like, nah, but if Canelo lets go of his titles, and it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. These motherfuckers is all over the place.
Nah, Charlo need to do something with himself. Charlo in the same boat as Tank. Those are two niggas who never unified a fucking division. They got a belt, but they won't fight. They refuse to fight anybody that's a fucking name. Like everybody now is talking about Gary Russell. Tank, he snubbed that fight years ago. That was around the same time fucking Farmer was trying to get a hold of him. Like those are the fights that niggas wanted to see. And now all of a sudden, all right, Russell's coming up to 30. Or Russell was doing this and the third. That's a fight that should have happened years ago.
Yeah, man. I was trolling on B&B shit. Some dude was up there talking about some hot horse shit. He had one dude on there, they were all bombing him. And I told the dude, I was like, my pound for pound is is fucking Blair Cobb, Gary Russell, and Demetrius Andrade debating. But it was fucked up because Black and Brown was like, he read my comment and he was like, yeah, debate 1-2 kid after he read that shit. And I was like, nah, I'm fucking trolling. Like, don't put me out there like that. I'm just having fun. Like,
nah, but that's a good debate to have because they can't say shit because those are fights Tank didn't want.
No, I said those were my pound for pound fighters.
Oh yeah, you was definitely trolling.
Right. I was like, nah, I'm bullshit, dude. I'm not trying to debate nobody on that shit.
Yeah, but it'd be a losing argument because can't nobody say shit. Like who those are fighters that were ducked. Tevin Farmer, ducked. Fucking Gary Russell, ducked. This nigga pulls up
Armor. I said Blair Cobbs.
You could throw him in there. He's a weirdo, but
yeah,
I wouldn't have stood on that one. But the Gary Russell and Tevin Farmer, I'd have definitely threw out there, and I could easily be like, "Yo, Tank didn't want that smoke."
Yeah, but Blair Cobbs ain't never had a fucking title. Look, Gary Russell's so inactive.
Yeah, but Gary Russell was also one of the longest reigning WBC titleists that they had outside of Wilder.
Yeah, man. I mean, Demetrius Andre's talented. He's undefeated, but his resume is
Dookie.
ugh. Yeah, it is. It's boo boo. It is. It is boo boo. He do got a boo boo. I mean, for as long as he's been in the game, and that's kind of like that's like Tank, man. Like Tank could be like
Exactly.
and Ryan, but
Ryan never had a fucking title.
Yeah, but Ryan turned down his number one spot. You know what I mean? He gave it up. Like I'm just like, yo, y'all ain't fighting for titles. You fighting for
But
money.
Ryan is also the same nigga. Belts don't matter. And the crazy shit is, De La Hoya is your fucking promoter. This nigga was all about the business.
Yeah. When I dropped that video, you're like, these motherfuckers ain't even on the same page.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, De La Hoya, what fade has he turned down? Win or lose.
That was one of my best. I had fun doing that shit. I was laughing.
But then you got this nigga, and Tank is in the same boat. Because when Floyd was like, "Yo, you gonna fight?" Yo, honestly, Teofimo's win over fucking Loma should have been Tank's. So anybody who sits there and says, "Oh, well, Tank is this, and the third," dog, he never fought Loma. Tio's resume is better, dog.
Yo, man, Tank's resume ain't nowhere fucking near Lomachenko's, man.
No, hell no. Loma's resume at 30 and 35. Shit, fuck that. 26, 35, 26, 30, and 35. Tank ain't touching.
Hell no.
There's no way in hell, because Loma came into the game right off the rip, challenging. Even though he ducked Devin, you can't say shit about Loma's resume. You can't. But you can say a whole lot of shit about Tank's.
He might be fighting Devin. And that's crazy. I think that might be Devin's last fight at 135 as well. And man, yo,
it's supposed to happen in what is it?
I don't know.
It's supposed to be in May.
After Loma's last fight, I don't know, man. I don't see him beating Devin. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. I think Devin might just be too long for him, man. And Devin got some skills, and I'm not saying he gonna, beat up Loma, because I don't see that happening. But I do see him outboxing Loma, and Loma got issues like he got keep your hands at home issues, man. He ain't been letting his hands go enough. And I know you got to pick your shots, but unfortunately at 135, I think that's his roof. So
shit, he 135 is. I thought 130 was his roof.
Right. Now I give him props, man. To campaign and to go as far as he did is dope. But you see what I mean, though? It's like shit. Like I just felt like Teal was just too powerful and explosive and confident.
All that fucking Matrix shit. That he's gonna be able to do all of this shit. All T.O. did was shoulder him off. All right, move, reset, nigga.
Nah, man. I'm gonna just be honest with you. That motherfucker was weary till like the 8th round. He was weary, man. That's when Loma. That's when motherfucker around, bro.
Yeah, that's when Loma started finding. That's when Loma got his confidence. Like, all right, I can do this. But he didn't believe. He didn't believe in that shit in the first 6-7 rounds. I can tell you that shit.
He was getting knocked around. Then in the last round, they're like, "Yeah, but he came on late in the last rounds." I was like, "He did," but in that 12th round, he just started beating Loma up, and then Loma literally headbutted him to stop the action. Like he was good. Yo, Loma was getting rocked in that 12th round, and that motherfucker was like, "Flat headbutt you."
Yeah, but he needed to do that shit just to prove a point. Like, look,
But when people bring up Lomachenko and they say how he lost his second fight, and I'm like, dude, man, he was taking on a former fucking, I think a few time former fucking world champion, experienced, and the dude was fucking cheating the whole fight. Like I never got, oh well, he got beat by this dude. The dude beat him up, and I'm like, he did not beat him up, man. He was street fighting, and this motherfucker was boxing, and then he almost stopped him. Notice how they always forget that shit. What's the dude's name that he was fighting? He was a bad motherfucker too.
Oh, the beer thief.
Yo, he almost stopped that motherfucker in the last round.
Yeah, but he made it a rough fight. He took Loma out of his element. But that's what you're supposed to do.
Right, that's the professional experience that he.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing that Bernard Hopkins does. I'm gonna hit you in Trinidad. I'm gonna hit you. This is where the belt line is. Okay, I'm gonna hit you right beneath that shit. I'm gonna hit you in the hip. I'm gonna do all this other shit. All he did was he just edged out a victory. But Loma needed that.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, dude was cheating, fighting a guy who was 1-0.
Yeah, but that's where your experience comes in. Like, okay, you want to use these angles and all this shit. I'm gonna bust you up in your thighs and all that shit.
To Loma's credit, this dude had to cheat to win. You know what I mean? He had to pull out all the tricks, and he was fighting for his life in that fight. So when motherfuckers say that he lost the second fight, it's like he just lost to a dude that none of these dudes would compete with. And granted, he had the stellar amateur background.
Yeah, look what he did with Gary Russell.
Compete at that level at that time in his professional career says a lot. And I'm not saying he didn't have experience, but still, he learned in that moment, and then he just dominated. He went on a tirade. So shout out to Lomachenko, because that was a bad motherfucker, but he is just a
he went on to go. What he did, Pedraza. He did Colmay, Nakatani.
Yep. And
then what's his face? The Jamaican dude, Walters.
Oh, yeah, when he beat Walters, yeah, that was a hell of a win. Because Walters was on a tirade at that moment, too.
Yeah, they was calling that nigga the axe murderer and shit.
Yeah, and he was knocking motherfuckers out cold.
It made that motherfucker quit. He got Rigo also.
Yeah, but Rigo... everyone was forcing that fight, and even Lomachenko said he didn't want to fight him.
Yeah, because he kept saying because Rigo was he's too small.
Right, he said he's too small. But I guarantee you, if a motherfucker stops Lomachenko, they won't be like he's too small.
Hell no, that's a notch on the belt.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying that's the type of class he had. But then I feel like along the line he got a little arrogant too. You know what I mean? Because he thought he was fighting Colmay. And when Tio knocked Colmay out, he was like, I don't know what happened.
I don't understand this.
I don't know what happened.
Nah, but the crazy shit is when he stopped Colmay, I'm like, ooh, he gonna be a problem for Tio. He gonna be a problem with fucking Lomachenko.
Yeah, he knocked that motherfucker out cold, man. People forget about that, but that was a different Tio, man. That was a focused, hungry Tio. You know what I'm saying? That's not this guy. I'm the best. You know what I mean? It wasn't that dude, man. It was a confident, hungry individual who was talented. And that's what got him the Lomachenko win, man. That's what got him the Loma win, I think. Anyway, that's just that, though. Anything else? Anything else cooking? Who you got in the?
I agree with that.
Who you got in the Usyk and the Tyson Fury fight?
Fury.
If it happens, yeah, I got Fury too. Not that I like Usyk's energy. I like what he does for boxing.
I like it. It's just that Fury is too fucking big and too fucking disciplined. It's just way too many factors that go into that fight that don't favor Usyk. Like Tyson is not gonna sit there. You know what I think? Like look at Fury's last fight with Chisora. He chose to do some of the shit. Like Fury, that's just a big motherfucker, man. And he can box.
Dude, shit, man. I'd be rooting for Usyk. My heart be with him. I'd
Yeah,
want him to
everybody wants to go for the underdog, but like
win. But my
realistically looking at
wallet,
it, like
my
god damn.
wallet, my wallet. Oh hell no. Nope.
Nah, man, Fury
My
gonna walk
cash.
through
I said, nah, my cash. I don't care how much movement that motherfucker got. I'm
him.
like,
Fury gonna walk through him.
that motherfucker can move too for his size, and that in itself is a massive problem.
And then everybody's like, yo, Fury is pillow fisted. Y'all motherfuckers gotta understand this nigga is 6'9", 2. When he wants to turn into some shit and put that body weight into that punch, look what he did with Wilder.
I'll put it like this. Usyk ain't known for a huge punch, especially at heavyweight, right?
He wasn't known for a big punch at cruiserweight.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is who was the guy that came up for that heavyweight, was successful, but got in with a 6'5", 6'6" motherfucker with some skills and couldn't beat him. And with a hard and a good punch. Chris Bird.
But Chris Bird was sound on defense.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is he had a decent offense, but he didn't have a lot of pop. And he had great defense, but at the same time, fucking dude was just too much for him. Fucking Klitschko was too much for him.
That's a shit. Vladimir or Vitaly, them two motherfuckers was
he beat Vitaly.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying, but they were both. It wasn't an easy fight. They was both 6'6", 6'7",
two. Wasn't an easy fight.
Like 6'7", 6'6", 230 solid.
Vitaly retired because he threw his arm out trying to punch fucking Bird. He missed and fucking threw his arm out, and then Bird started beating him up. That motherfucker was like, I can't really fight. It did, but Vlad came through. But yo, Chris Bird was like Usyk was a bad motherfucker, man. It was
I like Chris Bird. Chris Bird is.
I love that dude, man, because you know why? He was getting by on pure skill. Pure skill.
But that's all you need,
right? But not when you got a guy that's 6'5" that'll lean on you and knows.
No, hell no. Those niggas was like the hybrids, like to what's going on right now. Like when you see the Joey Joyces and the fucking Dubois and all that 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" motherfuckers, that's them niggas.
Right. And when you
but
start
back then,
motherfuckers, man, shit. Maybe a younger Chris Bird would have had a better chance, but he was just like, damn, man, yeah, I don't know. Then you start fighting in the high guard and shit, and I'm like, that is not the way to go, bro.
Hell no, they gonna break your fucking ribs up.
And beat the shit out of him,
man.
I was like, damn. And he's one of them guys too, but he was a fighter though. That's what I liked about Bird. He was a fighter.
Bird and Evander.
Yep.
Those are niggas that came from. Those were like.
Yo, Bird beat Evander. He beat Tua. He beat a lot. He beat Vitaly. He beat a lot of motherfuckers, man, at heavyweight. But a guy like
that on paper, he's not supposed to beat.
Right. But a guy like Vladimir or Lennox would have gave him and did give him all types of fucking issues. They're sharp shooters. They're big. They can move a little bit. They're kind of like, you know what I mean? They're comfortable in the ring. They flow well. They're not robotic. Not so much. Well, I could say that Klitschko was, but you know what I mean? But he was.
Which style, one though? Because
Vladimir was more robotic than Vitaly. Vitaly was a lot looser than Vlad.
Nah, I thought Vladimir was more the loose puncher.
Nah.
Nah, Vladimir is more of a loose puncher.
Nah, Vladimir is a stiff fucking. He had a. You know what Vlad's fucking super talent was? Like he had a great right hand, but his jab and he could turn his jab over from a left hook. Like he could just turn his jab into a hook instantaneously.
I thought Vladimir was more of a relaxed puncher than Vitaly.
Nah,
Vitaly is more robotic.
Look, nah, I thought Vitaly kind of was looser, man. He would throw in combination. He wasn't as big a puncher as Vlad, but he was tougher and looser in the ring. He was loose. He was more limber on his feet.
The limber on the feet thing I give you, but like as far as like a looser puncher, like boom, 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 boom. That's why Vladimir gassed in most of his fights because he would fire in combo. He's the more looser puncher.
I seen Vlad gas more than because Vlad took a loss to Parody. He gassed
No. But that's what I'm saying. That's why he gassed because he would fire early. Like he would fire his punches.
Oh yeah,
Vitaly was more measured. Like boom, boom, boom. To me, Vlad was the more.
To me though, when they started getting loose, like you would see Vladimir or no Vitaly, when he would start getting loose, he started letting them go. He was smoother with it. He'd step back, pop, hit you with some shit, and then measure you, and then catch you with some more shit. Like when he avenged that Corey Sanders fight, like because that's another one right there. That showed you how robotic Vlad was when Corey Sanders just started.
Yeah, but that was defensive liability. Like Corey hit him with overhand left.
Yeah, but he didn't when he was trying to fire, he wasn't really landing nothing either. With Vitaly just was beating the shit. He beat the shit out of Corey Sanders, man. God bless Corey Sanders, though. God bless that dude. But yeah, man.
Vladimir looked more fluent. Like his shit he just didn't have the gas tank to do the shit that he wanted to do. Like if you could withstand that nigga's fucking punches for 4 or 5 rounds, the way he was punching, you had a chance.
Yo, Corey Sanders was like that. Now that motherfucker could free flow with some punches.
Oh, Corey Sanders was. If I hit you with this left hand, if I get you with this left hand, this is nice. It's gonna be a short night.
Yo, remember when he was knocking fucking
Corey Sanders was what 34 and 33.
Yo,
he 36
stopped,
and 34.
No,
what he
dropped dude and then ended up getting stopped. I think it was Nassim Rahman. He was beating the shit out of Rahman, and then
got caught.
Yeah, they got caught. Yup, and then he got caught, man. Rahman had a good shot. Who was the dude to knock Rahman out the ring?
Oh, shit.
You remember that shit? That motherfucker bounced off the table and then hit the shit. That motherfucker knocked him cold. Cold.
Who the hell did he fight?
You don't see that much no more. When motherfuckers get... Yo, when fucking Joe Smith knocked fucking...
Bernard
Hopkins out the ring, yo. I think he was rocked when he was going out, but yo, he hit his head on the concrete and the cameraman moved out the way and let that motherfucker hit the concrete. I was like, oh shit. As soon as he hit it, that motherfucker's eyes crossed. Boom.
Yeah, but Bernard was what, 40 fucking 7 or 8 when he fought this motherfucker?
Yeah, but Bernard was different though. He wasn't a regular 48-year-old motherfucker, man.
Nah, hell no. You first off, you're not a regular 48 or 47 if you're still in there competing.
At that level, right? He was calling that. He was like, "You're ordinary." That motherfucker.
Because look what he did with Pavlik.
Mm-hmm.
He did with Chad Dawson.
Yup. And
those are all in his 40s.
Middleweight, he was competing with fucking the young up and coming top notch fucking middleweights at that point in time, and Jermaine Taylor. Even though he lost, I thought he won the second fight. I thought he lost the first fight, but Jermaine Taylor never excelled after that, man. And I thought Jermaine Taylor was on his way. I didn't see anybody fucking with him. I thought the fight was a little too early for him and Hopkins. I thought Hopkins was going to retire and then he would have came up. And that would have been best for fucking Jermaine Taylor, because by him beating that motherfucker,
that kind of hurt him. But
right, that's what I'm saying.
But the Super Six, but the Super Six is what sealed his fate.
Oh yeah, was it Froch that stopped him?
Not was it Froch or was it what's his face?
Yeah, I think it was Froch. Yo, because he was beating the shit out of him, the same as he was doing with Pavlik. He was
that he lost, and then he just started fading.
Yep, he just started fading, man. In like the 12th round with like two seconds left and shit. The motherfucker was getting stopped. Like same with the Kelly Pavlik shit. He was beating the shit out of Pavlik and then Pavlik just turned it up on his ass.
Pavlik started landing that fucking left hook and changed the whole fucking fight.
Yep. Like shit, man. But that even dude was in the Super Six, my boy. The Jamaican dude. That was my boy, man. I always
fucking Glenn Johnson.
Glenn Johnson, that's my motherfucking man. I love Glenn Johnson, man. Love that dude, man. I like, he got a good mouthpiece, but motherfucker.
It was Glenn Johnson, and it was Alan Green. Alan Green?
Yeah. Yep.
They were like my dark horses because nobody really knew about Andre Ward at that point. Carl Froch was a name. What the hell was the other guy's name? I had him winning the whole shit, not Kessler. Did he beat Kessler?
I know you're talking about.
Archroom.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The dude who always came in with the crown.
Was it what the fuck is his name?
King. Who stopped? Who beat him? He recently got beaten by somebody.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Andre Ward ended up beating him, and then I think Andre Ward ended up fighting him again.
Yep. And he's the one who stopped the one dude and hit him when he was on the ground.
Yeah, that's when he fought Durrell.
Andre Durrell, not Anthony Durrell.
Yeah, right. He fought the other Durrell brother, but that motherfucker's jab. Yeah, they need to run another fucking a series like that. Just a super middleweight, super welterweight. Do some shit.
These dudes too pampered for that shit, man. It'll never happen. You know who I used to like at 175, but he wound up disappointing me. But I liked him when he had his little reign. Travaris Cloud. I was a Cloud fan. I like watching him fight.
When the fuck did he hang him up?
He hung him up after Beterbiev stopped him.
Really? He didn't
stopped it in 2014. I'm pretty sure.
He hasn't fought since?
I don't know. Let me check. I can find out. No, he did fight after that. Right after Beterbiev, he fought Ryan Soft and he won by TKO, and then he called it a retirement.
Right after the Beterbiev fight.
Because he got stopped by, or he lost to Bernard Hopkins. He took 3 losses in a row, and he was undefeated up until that point. He lost to Bernard Hopkins, Adonis Stevenson, and Artur Beterbiev. So that's 3 good. I mean, that's 3 big names. He lost.
I don't want to hear shit about Adonis Stevenson, his punk ass.
Yep.
I mean, it's unfortunate what happened. But Glenn Johnson was considered over the hill when he beat Roy Jones because he was what, 40?
He beat Glenn Johnson in 2010, and then
no, I'm talking about when Glenn Johnson lost. Like, I mean, when he won, he was considered old when he knocked out Roy Jones.
Yeah, Glenn Johnson was 54-21.
That's his box rec.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but that was late in his career. But he was getting a lot of bad decisions, though, man. Like he beat Chad Dawson. I don't care what anyone says. He beat Chad Dawson, bro.
Well, so he's been on the wrong side of a bunch of fucking decisions.
Mm-hmm. He beat Antonio Tarver. He stopped Roy Jones. Clinton Woods was always the guy. And I think then he lost like 3 UDs, and he should have won all 4 in a row. And he should have won all 4 of them.
Oh shit! I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. He definitely lost a lot of fucking close fights.
Yup. That motherfucker.
He was considered the fucking journeyman of fucking.
Yup. But he was He was big ass though, bro. And at 5'9", at 168, come on, man. Then he stopped fucking Roy. Then he beat fucking
He didn't stop Roy. He put Roy to sleep. Roy was toes pointed, done.
But you know what? He didn't boast either, man. He didn't. You know what I mean? He didn't talk. He didn't talk cash shit. Because they were like, "Well, now you're pound for pound." He was like, "No, I'm not." That was my line, man. That motherfucker's like, he was like, "Now you beat the pound for pound champ. Do you consider yourself pound for pound?" He was like, "I'm not the best. I'm just here to fight the best, and all those who claim to be the best."
Exactly.
I'm here to fight them all. I ain't ducking or hiding from no man.
He kept it humble.
Yeah, but I love that dude, man. I love that dude. To me, that's what boxing's about. Is guys like him, man. They make shit interesting.
Yeah, but we ain't getting none of that shit now. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, man. It's a damn shame that most of these young bucks don't see guys like that compete no more, man.
No, and even if you do see it, these young motherfuckers out here right now say, "Oh, he's stupid," and nigga, how do you not fight for a belt? Right. If you get that belt, that ups your value.
Mm-hmm. I think he lost to Carl Froch in the Super 6. He lost a unanimous decision after he knocked out Alan Green.
Oh, you talk about Glenn Johnson?
Yeah, Glenn Johnson. And Chad Dawson, everybody was considering him pound for pound until he ran in. He was undefeated when Glenn Johnson beat him. But the way Chad Dawson went out against dude, man, I was like, wow. Dude knocked him out in like the first round, bro. He just cracked that motherfucking dude. Got up like, he ain't know where he was. That was one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen, bro. When Adonis Stevenson knocked him out, I was like, shit. He just lost to Andre Ward to a TKO, and then Adonis Stevenson just got him out of there, man. Adonis Stevenson had that straight left, kind of like Corey Sanders did, if not worse. Like, I think Adonis Stevenson, if he landed that left hand on a heavyweight, he'd put a motherfucker to sleep.
Yeah, but Adonis Stevenson punk ass didn't want to fight Kovalev.
I don't know. What that was about.
Remember all of that shit because Kovalev had all them belts, and what happened? Oh, Kovalev went on his run. Mm-hmm. Adonis didn't want no smoke. But the minute motherfucker Andre Ward beat that nigga was like, "Yo, Andre Ward, let's make it happen." Like, get your punk ass out of here with that shit, nigga. You did not want to fight Kovalev.
Yo, he never rematched John Pascal either. After he stopped him. Fucking Bad Chad Dawson.
Man, listen, my whole shit was Adonis is a fucking sucker because when Kovalev was on his crusher shit, He ain't won no problems with fucking Adonis. Ain't won no problems with that nigga. But the minute Andre Ward won them belts, this nigga jumped right on the social media. Yo, let's fight. Let's do this, and the third. Nigga, where the fuck was you at when Kovalev was on his run? And Kovalev was calling you out. It wasn't like he wasn't calling you out.
Yo, but I got it. Yo, that shit was funny as fuck. Remember when Kovalev won the fight and Adonis Stevenson jumped in the ring and he was like, "I'm the real champ."
Yeah, take your ass back to Canada with that shit, because you also didn't fight outside of Canada either.
Yo, wasn't dude a pimp or some shit?
I don't know what he was, but I just know that fucking Adonis would not fight outside of Canada, and he damn sure didn't want no fucking parts of fucking Kovalev.
He said, "I'm the real champ."
Take your ass right back into your
Fury shit.
Yeah, take your ass right back to your cubby hole, nigga, because you did not want to fight Kovalev at all.
So, yo, who's your favorite fighter now?
What, like my top 5 type shit?
I'm just saying, like, who? Nah, I don't do that. I don't do the pound for pound and all that shit. Who's your favorite fighters that you enjoy watching today? I like
watching Inouye.
Inouye, yeah, that's a bad one. He's sharp.
I like Xander. Yeah, he's a good up and coming fighter.
Zayas.
Yeah, I like Shakur. Let me see. I like Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah.
There's a few fighters I like watching right now.
He's a good fighter, man. I enjoy watching Virgil Ortiz. I enjoy watching, of course, Shakur. I love Shakur. I think that dude, I just don't see nobody fucking with him at this weight anyway. Of course, I like Bivol. I'm not in the. I can't. I know you still like him, but I'm not a big Teal fan anymore, man. I'm like, this dude, I don't know why he do the shit that he do. But who else do I like watch? I enjoy watching. Oh, yo, I like watching Regis fight too. I like watching Regis.
Yeah, Regis be putting a hurting on motherfuckers.
And I would like to see M. Billy in there with some real competition to see how he really fares. I like to see M. Billy fight too. That dude, I really enjoy watching his fights. Yeah, those are the guys I enjoy watching fight, man. That keep me watching boxing, man. Because the way and they all move well, you know. As it like, because when you think about it, you take a. I'm not saying that Ryan can't fight or isn't talented. I'm just saying, man, I would much if you're gonna pick a Golden Boy fighter, I'd take Virgil Ortiz over Ryan any day. You know what I mean? I just feel like he's just that he's that motherfucker's gonna be a problem. I would like to see Virgil fight the dude who fought the dude who just fought fucking Rashidi Ellis. I wouldn't mind watching that. What do you think about that fight?
Oh, my fault. I was typing to Lisa.
You know what I'm talking about? The dude who just fought Rashidi?
Yeah, Avila.
Yeah. That would be a fucking war. You know what I mean?
Against who?
The dude Villa and Virgil Ortiz.
Oh hell yeah, that would be a war because they're not running from each other.
Right.
That would be straight. That'd be a straightforward. It'd be a battle of nutrition. Who's last man standing type of fight.
I think Virgil could pull it off though, because I think Virgil could box. but I do feel like he'll just be like, nah, I ain't just gonna box this motherfucker. As soon as he feel like he can land a shot, he's gonna continue to try to get off. I think he's sharper than Villa too, but I just feel like Villa like one of them Mayorga type of motherfuckers.
Who, Ortiz?
No, the other dude, the
Villa.
Villa, yeah, he's like a
Oh no, he ain't backing down, and he got
yeah,
and he pack a punch.
yeah, he like a Mayorga or a
Maidana.
Maidana. You know? I would have loved to see that fight at their prime at 147. Fucking Mayorga and Maidana.
Mayorga is fucking hilarious. I laugh every time I see this nigga because he gives no fucks. This nigga come there with a beer and a cigarette. And your wife wears red underwear. Isn't that what he said to fucking Shane
No.
Mosley?
They slapped their ass and shit.
Yeah, that shit was fucking
Yo,
hilarious.
he came out and said that Mosley told him to do it though and paid him to do it for promotion.
Fuck it. I'll talk
Yeah.
all kinds of cash shit if you gonna pay me for it.
Yeah, but he paid that motherfucker to slap his wife's ass.
That's cool. Her ass is flat, nigga.
He slapped the cigarette out his mouth. He was like, "Then I want you to smoke a cigarette."
I'm with all that extra shit. I'm with all the extra shit you paying for, and I'm gonna try to and I'm trying to fuck you up.
yeah. But yo, he wasn't playing when he was talking to De La Hoya, even though it didn't go his way. He was saying all types of shit. He was like, "Come on, you out here making records and shit."
Yeah, but they sold the fight though.
Right.
And the fight happened.
You know,
we can't get none of this shit right now.
Yo, I think Oscar and Floyd had that shit figured out and went that route with that. Like playing the bad guy and the good guy. And then I feel like fucking being that fucking Floyd came out on top, fucking
yeah, that shit
was
burnt
like,
him.
It burnt him. It burnt Oscar. He was like, then that motherfucker went, you know.
Yeah, but it didn't really burn Oscar. It's just all right, cool.
Nah, it burnt Oscar, man. He hates fucking Floyd's guts, man.
That's
right
cool. You could hate him, but they still didn't lose no money when it came down to fighting a big fight.
Nah,
like you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't.
He's still
he could be mad about it, but I'm saying they made money.
Is that the highest grossing fight ever?
Which one?
Oscar and fucking Floyd, or was it Manny and fucking Floyd?
Manny and Floyd probably did more than Oscar and Floyd.
It was definitely comparable.
They probably made more money with.
That's what put Floyd over the top. That and that fucking Gotti win. Not that he needed that, like it was said and done prior to that Gotti win. That
I was listening to. My fault for cutting you off. I was listening to. I forgot who I was listening to, and this nigga said the only reason Arturo Gatti got into the Hall of Fame was because he died. And I'm like, my nigga, Arturo Gatti fought like because he was comparing. I think the comparison was him and Tank or some dumb shit. I was like, where the fuck do you get off comparing Arturo Gatti to fucking Tank? Like Arturo Gatti's resume is fucking loaded.
Yeah, yo, Arturo Gatti was on and I remember when he was younger, like when he was undefeated and just getting
dog. When he fought Ivan Robinson,
right?
Are you fucking serious?
Yo, he fought. Who was that dude? Was it? Oh fuck! I'm trying to think. It was a Mexican dude. There was two of them. They were brothers, and one dude killed a dude in the ring. I remember that shit. And he was beating. He was. I know Floyd beat up the younger brother, and he beat. Gotti beat up the older brother, but the older brother just killed somebody in the ring, and he was getting the best of Gotti, and Gotti just hooked him and ended that shit. You thought it was about to be stopped. You thought he was going to stop Gotti.
Yeah, but that was Arturo. But that was his that's his legacy. Like you could never count Arturo Gatti out. So I was pissed off. I was pissed off at the fact that the dude was like, "Oh, Arturo Gatti was only in the Hall of Fame because he died." Like, nigga, you fucking stupid.
Nah.
Like this nigga's resume speaks for itself.
Yeah.
He didn't have to fight he didn't have to fight Mayweather. He fought him because he believed in fucking Buddy McGirt.
Right.
Like that fight, everybody who saw that fight was like, yo, this fight is lopsided. This shit ain't gonna go the way.
Yeah, I had a lot of motherfuckers trying to get me because I was Italian to bet on Arturo Gatti, and I was like,
yeah, like Arturo Gatti had a loyal following.
I said,
in New Jersey.
I wasn't.
No, hell no, nigga. I knew what the fight was gonna be.
I was like, hell no, I'm not stupid. I was like, there's a difference between being A+. I was like, you're out of your mind. I was like, hey, shit. When you got guys like Mosley and De La Hoya ducking Floyd at Pretty Boy Floyd. At that time, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm not betting on Gotti. It's gonna be too much for Gotti. I said it's gonna be a class, and it's funny that was the win that kind of pushed him up. Then he got the De La Hoya, and then that really pushed him over. You know what I'm saying? But he lost to Ivan Robinson twice. Ivan
Robinson ain't no fucking bum.
Right. Oh, I think it was Gabriel Rosales. That's the dude that he knocked out in the 5th round. It was Gabriel Rosales. You know what I was talking about now? He had a big ass neck. Him and his brother. I wasn't a fan of his brother. I thought Gabriel was better than his brother. But I know Floyd beat his brother. But his brother was
Floyd. Yeah, Floyd got a resume that's crazy. But
yeah, Gabriel Ruelas was 44-3 when he fought I think.
But my whole shit was when that dude compared Tank to Gotti. I'm like, dude, you serious? There's no way in fucking hell you're comparing them two resumes. You can't.
Nah, you can't, because he beat Tracy Harris. He beat fucking.
I don't give a fuck who he beat. Look who he fought.
Ivan Robinson. He was in there with Ivan Robinson, Angel Manfredi.
Floyd beat Manfredi. They both got common opponents.
He fought De La Hoya, Mickey Ward 3 times.
Yeah, Gotti lost to De La Hoya too. But I'm just saying, look at his resume. Look who he stepped in the ring with, and then
Jesse James Leija.
Leija, I like Leija. Leija, he'll go to war with you.
Yeah, it's no comparison, man. It's no comparison.
Like my whole thing was like, you gonna compare Tank to Arturo Gatti and say Arturo Gatti only got into the Hall of Fame because of he died? Really, my nigga? Look at the body of work. Win, lose, or draw. Look at the body of work. Like, that shit is crazy to me.
Dead Air Promotions.
Yeah, you hit me with the dead air. I thought you canceled the live.
Nah, I had to move some shit, take care of some shit, go to the bathroom real quick. I ain't gonna just cut out on nobody like that. But I'm just saying, like, motherfucking, there's in comparison to resume, absolutely not.
Yeah, like there's a lot of fighters with plenty of losses that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, because they hung up on certain things like Gotti had. Well, Lisa says it. She had she's right. Yeah, decent resume at one of the biggest hearts in boxing. That's a fact too. And he wasn't afraid to get in there with anybody. You know what I mean? And
he'll get in there and mix it up.
Yep. And he always had a chance. Most of the time.
Always had a puncher's chance. Always.
I don't know about Mayweather though.
Nah, hell, Mayweather was a wrong matchup. That everybody who knows boxing knows that fight
Yeah,
was a
I
fucked
was
up.
like, that motherfucker's reflexes to me are still second to none.
What the fuck
I'm
was
not.
that shit? What were they promoting that shit as? Thunder and Lightning?
Yeah,
Was it Thunder and Lightning?
yo, thunder and lightning. And that motherfucker said, "Thunder's loud, but lightning strikes."
And that's what he did. He struck his
Yup.
ass for all 6-7 rounds until that shit was canceled.
Mhm. Floyd got hit with maybe one good shot in that fight, busted his lip, but he was like, "It
No, it
ain't
wasn't
nothing."
even the busted his lip. I think Gotti landed one good body shot
Mm-hmm.
because that was Gotti's money punch.
Yep.
It was a left to the body. He landed one of them shits, and
Or
Floyd
to
ended
the
up
head.
going, and Floyd went up top with like boom, 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 boom.
Or to the head, man. Or to the head. When that motherfucker landed to the head, man, it's like fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? When he stopped Gabriel Wellers with that shot, I was like, oh shit. That was another motherfucker that I like, Little Hands of Stone, Michael Carvajal. I loved watching that motherfucker's fights when I was coming up too. But when it comes to Floyd, as good as he was, at 147, when motherfuckers say, how would he have fared it against, the four great ones? You know what I mean? The four kings. I said not well. I say not well. Because these dudes fought 14, 15 rounds, and on top of that, even in the 12 rounder, like if you put him, I don't see him getting by. I don't see him beating Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, or Duran.
Who,
I just
Floyd?
can't. Yeah, I just can't picture it, bro.
I put it to you like this: he will be competitive. Like,
Oh hell
Floyd,
yeah. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't see him. I can see. I can see.
Sugar Ray maybe.
Nah. If I think his
Hagler is the opposite of what Floyd wants to fight.
I think
It'll
I think
open up chances for him to counter, but
the worst matchup,
to do that for 15 rounds.
the worst matchup is Hearns and Floyd. I think that is going to be the worst for Floyd. Hearns,
Long jab.
yeah, long, fucking, he threw crazy punches, and I'm not sure Floyd had the pop to keep that motherfucker off him or even hurt him.
But look at that. What would be a good prelude to that kind of fight when Floyd fought damn, what's the African dude? Was it Phillips?
I'm
Dude
not
had a
saying that.
no. I agree with you. I'm just saying.
You talk about Vince Phillips?
Was it Phillips?
But
look how Floyd sniped him.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
I
can't.
mean, his best. I think honestly, his I can't say that he would be. I think maybe, and I'm not saying that this dude couldn't beat guys that the other three couldn't beat easier in Duran. I think Duran would be the tightest of them all because I feel like there's a chance that he could outbox Duran. A chance. But I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but if Duran was to, man, I don't know. I don't know, but I do feel like Floyd could compete with them. I feel like it wouldn't be much competition against Hearns though. You need to be able to take shots. I don't care how evasive Floyd is, he's gonna get touched, and he's gonna get touched a lot, whether in his arms, whatever, and occasionally he's gonna eat a few, and you can't eat them shits from Hearns, man. Hearns is like, I don't see any welterweight in the last decade that could fuck with fucking Hearns. Just my analysis. Just my analysis. I just don't see nobody fucking with Hearns, man. You gotta have some serious pop. Tracy Patterson.
But Floyd had some serious pop that people didn't just jump in on him.
Not at 147.
Not even at 154 when he fought Canelo.
I'm just saying, I don't see. Nah.
At 154, Canelo didn't just jump in on him.
Yeah, Canelo was young.
That's cool, but he didn't jump on him. He knew exactly what was coming
right,
at him.
Right. You gonna get, but he was more basic. You got loose, quick, hard, heavy-handed motherfucker with a fucking a light heavyweight reach. Nah, man. I can't see any scenario where Floyd fucks with Hearns, B. Not any. I don't see anybody, for that matter. I don't see hardly anybody fucking with Hearns.
I see Floyd keeping him honest. Like, all right, I'm not gonna jump in on him.
Nah.
I can honestly see that.
Listen, if Hearns jumped on Hagler,
we talk about Floyd, like no hand problem, Floyd.
No hand problems at 147 though. No, I still don't see nothing. I can't. No.
I don't know. No. Floyd's speed and footwork. Floyd is different.
Yeah, Floyd is different, but I just nope. I can't see it. Please, I can't see it. I just can't see it. I mean, I appreciate.
We can agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree. Yeah, I'm with
that. I see Floyd causing problems because Floyd is just as fast, if not faster, and Floyd had pop prior to the hand issues.
Number one issue that Floyd has is a good jab. If Floyd got a good jab, he's gonna eat some jabs. I mean, even if listen.
Hold on, 1-2. Floyd got a good jab. He just doesn't use it.
No, I said his number one issue is guys with good jabs.
Okay, but Floyd got foot movement.
Underestimated jab, but still landed constantly and gave him issues. Miguel Cotto. And he only got what, a 66-inch reach, 68, something like that.
Thought it was 70.
Now you talking about an 80-inch reach, or you know what I'm saying? With a jab that just pop, and he could just pump that shit all night for 15 rounds. Dude, heavy jab, and it's quick, and then a right hand is sting. Yo, no, man, nope. I know.
Is it a 15-round fight or is it a 12-round fight?
I don't care. It's a 10-round fight.
Floyd figuring that shit out in 3 rounds.
No, man, no.
Just in my opinion.
No way, man.
Floyd figures that shit out in 3 rounds, and he makes it competitive. I'm not saying he wins, but I'm saying he makes it competitive.
Dude, when's the last time you seen a Hearns fight? At 147.
Hearns at 47?
Yeah.
What are you asking? The last fight at?
Any fight at 47. Even later on, whatever. Like, yo, that dude, like, you know what got a super talented and skilled fighter.
I fuck with Hearns, and you know I do. Right. I don't slate him.
Right. No, you don't. I'm just saying, like, yeah, Hearns is different, bro. I'm watching Hearns right now. Yo, Hearns is different. Hearns is different, bro. Yo, I'm watching him and Ray right now. I don't know if this is the first or the second, but yo, Hearns is different. They don't.
Hearns is different, but Floyd is different.
Yo, Floyd is too. Floyd don't.
That's why this is a fantasy matchup. But I see Floyd.
Floyd don't move like Ray. He don't bounce around like Ray. But
he don't have wasted
movement. He don't have wasted movement. What I'm trying to say is you can't give that motherfucker anything. That motherfucker, but keep in mind too, fucking Ray's a lot bigger than fucking Floyd. Ain't he like 5'10"?
Yeah, but Floyd also could. Floyd will snatch a nigga jab fast, and I get it. Haggle, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it, but Floyd just has a knack for doing that shit.
I don't know,
Like
man.
his movement causes problems.
Mm-hmm. It does. It does. But I
Like
don't
you
know,
got a
man.
long jab, cool. Diego Corrales had a long, powerful jab.
Yeah, but Floyd also has a lot of issues with motherfuckers with good jabs and constant pressure.
Castillo had constant pressure too. Like Floyd done proved.
Yeah, but wait a minute. You talk about Castillo.
Yeah,
right,
Castillo.
Right, Castillo. Yeah, all right. Because I'm about to say Corrales. I was like, yeah, Corrales was a tall dude, but that
Corrales had the jab. But if you want to look at pressure,
66. Like he had a really short reach for his height.
Yeah, but if you go with fucking Corrales was not Corrales. Castillo had the body punching. That's why everybody was saying like, yo, he lost that first fight.
But Floyd's most effective with guys that he knows don't have his reach. Floyd has a good reach for his height. I think it's like 72. So that was always a benefit to him. But if you noticed, rarely if you would see him fight a guy with a good reach and good skills. Like if he fought a guy with good reach, they didn't have really good skills. That's why you never seen him fight a guy like Forrest. You never seen him fight a Paul Williams. You never seen him fight. How many 147 pounders did you see him fight with a good reach?
Oh, he wasn't gonna fight Paul Williams. Paul Williams could go anywhere from 147 to fucking 160 fucking
right
or some shit.
But think about that though. Now Hearns could do the same thing with just about as long as reach as Paul Williams, but with way more pop. And he didn't punch as much, but he had more skill than Paul Williams. So I'm saying he didn't have a lot of wasted movement either. And he could pop, man. Like this motherfucker was stopping heavyweight sparring, man. If this motherfucker dinged you, yo, come on, man. How many people you seen put hands on Duran and knock him cold the fuck out one shot? One shot, bro. He knocked that motherfucker in the outer space, bro. Right hand, boom. Lights out.
Sugar Ray had a fucking mean
unmovable chin. Unmovable chin. No, I'm talking about Hearns. Unmovable chin. This motherfucker.
All of them fighters from the 80s, 70s, and 80s had a mean streak. They ain't built like the fighters that we got right now. That's one thing we can easily agree on.
Yeah.
None of them had a mean streak like this.
Would give Floyd problems. Hearns' power carried up with him too. That's what I mean. He had some heavy hands. And I'm not saying he had the
They
best
all had heavy hands. Duran, Leonard, they all had
too. Leonard did too.
They all had and niggas will sit there and smile and be like, ha ha ha. Yo, Leonard would knock your fucking head off.
Yo, and Leonard, for as much heat as he used to get for being a pretty boy, that was a mean motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. He had a mean streak.
Mean as fuck.
Y'all can sit there and talk all that cash shit about Leonard. Yeah. Leonard will knock your fucking head off.
Yo, he was a mean motherfucker. You know, but one of the best wins that I gave him props for Floyd was beating Oscar. Because Oscar was a bad motherfucker, man. For as much as I don't like him as a promoter and some of the shit he do now.
Yeah, he sucks as a promoter, but you can't say shit about his resume.
Yeah, that was a bad motherfucker, man. That was a bad motherfucker. Until he was trying to fight Manny. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he gets. Because he tried to drag Manny up, pull Manny up, and then beat him up and shit. That shit went all the way south. That motherfucker was weight drained. and Manny was on fire on his ass.
Yeah,
Manny
but you
did-
can't say anything about De La Hoya. De La Hoya fought everybody.
He did. He did. He
Nigga
did.
fought
He fought
Bernard,
Mosley, Bernard,
Mosley.
fucking
He did all that shit.
all them pound for pound guys, Floyd, and a whole bunch of motherfuckers in between, and won a shit ton of fucking championship. That's what I mean. Even with his losses, you could take the best motherfucker to face of boxing today, and you could compare. You could just throw Oscar in there and say, all right, who do you think had a better career, Oscar or fucking Canelo?
Winky Wright or some dumb shit. You
No,
throw
Canelo.
anything.
What do you
Hell
think?
no. You could throw Canelo on there, and Canelo is nowhere close. Because you got to figure Canelo's first 38 fights, 40 fights was against motherfuckers in fucking Mexico.
That was fighting this motherfucker, man. And I tell you, that left hook was way underrated. I thought he had a better left hook than Cotto.
Cool.
Way better. Fucking Oscar.
Hell yeah. I'll agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was way better, man.
I will totally agree with that one.
Mm-hmm. Now jab, I thought he had a really good jab.
Nope.
But his jab can't fuck with Cotto.
Nah, hell no. Wait, you said Cotto's jab is better than De La Hoya's?
Yeah, I think he had an underrated jab.
Nah, hell no.
But I
De La Hoya's jab is what would have won him the fight against Mayweather. He stopped throwing that shit. De La Hoya's jab is fucking. You know how long that nigga jab is?
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about Cotto. He stopped throwing a jab. His jab was working good against Mayweather too.
Yeah, but he was using his lead hand as his jab. Fucking De La Hoya was just firing left jab, left jab, left jab. Cotto's jab.
The reason it was more effective is because it was longer. That's why I said about Floyd. Floyd didn't like long, rangy motherfuckers with reach around his reach or more than his reach. That's why a lot of the people on this record, their reach was never like his. You know what I'm saying? He would have issues.
De La Hoya's jab is way better.
Do you? Yeah. Well, I mean, you could have a point there. That should be. I just feel like Cotto's jab was so underrated that I might be overrating it. You know what I'm saying?
Cotto's jab was short in that fight when they fought. That when he made the adjustments in the second half of the fight, that shit benefited him. So it's like jab, body shot, jab. Let me send something up top.
But it didn't
like
matter.
When he started.
I just felt like when it came to the hook, though, I just felt like De La Hoya's hook was probably one of the best out there, man. That motherfucker's hook, and he would throw that shit like a 45 hook too, like a half uppercut, half hook, and that shit just be like, shoo. A lot of who you think got underrated left hooks? I thought Klitschko had a great left hook too that nobody talked about. Well, he just turned it over.
Klitschko, you had Lacey. There's a bunch of niggas that had decent left hooks.
Fucking Roy's hook. That shit could come.
Shit, Roy will hit you with 6 or 7 of them motherfuckers back to back.
It come from anywhere too.
James Toney.
His right hand was his fucking weapon though.
Hopkins had a decent shit. Hopkins got a solid left hook.
Yeah, especially to the body.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why nobody paid attention to it. He had a hell of a jab.
Pavlik.
Great fucking timing.
Pavlik had a decent left hook.
And the dude in the Super 6 that you was just talking about, his hook was heavy as fuck. He was
who? Abraham or Cable. There it is. As soon as you said that shit flowed off like water. Off the Abraham.
Well, you said Abraham, and then I just put the Arthur That you said earlier.
It was Abraham and Kessler because they were favorites to win the tournament.
Yep. You know who I thought was gonna win? Andre Durrell.
Yeah, because Durrell had the according to like HBO and all that shit, they had the fucking pedigree to do it.
I was all the way wrong, man. I didn't think Froch was gonna do as good as he did. That motherfucker went in there and did his thing, man.
I didn't even know who the fuck Froch was. My whole thing was it was Kessler, Abraham, and shit. Who the fuck did I was? Who was Kessler?
Froch pulled off some fucking dubs.
No. And I'm not against it. I'm just saying who I thought to believe was to win that Super 6. I did not have fucking Andre Ward winning that shit.
Nah, me neither.
Because nobody knew who the fuck he was. Yep. So it was either Green, Froch,
or Froch.
It was Green, Froch, or I think it was Kessler.
Kessler. Everyone picked. A lot of people picked Kessler to pull it off because he had the most
He had the pedigree for it.
Yeah, he had the pedigree. Yep, and he did fair in it. But then they even threw Jermaine Taylor in there, and then the late replacement was Glenn Johnson, and then he lost to UD. But I didn't think that. It's funny too. You know what was so dope about the Super 6? That Butte was so high up in the rankings at that time, and he didn't join the Super 6, and the number 2 guy knocked him cold the fuck out after the Super 6 tournament. Froch knocked that motherfucker out cold.
Froch got a body bag. Froch got a fucking resume.
Yeah. Froch knocked that motherfucker out cold, man. But I gave Andre Ward big props for that. A lot of people give that motherfucker heat. I thought that motherfucker was the shit.
No, hell no. I give Froch all the props in the world because Andre Ward, he went out there and cleared that shit.
Yeah.
Like that was
dirty. But
whatever.
I said he don't do.
He fights smart.
You know what? He don't do nothing that Lomachenko don't do. I'm gonna be honest. I watched them. I studied both of them motherfuckers. Everything that Lomachenko that motherfuckers give.
Andre Ward fights like Bernard Hopkins. Like he's gonna shoot the jab. He's gonna hit you on the hips. He's gonna exactly. He's gonna stay within the limits of what the fuck the ref is gonna stop and do all that extra shit for.
Yo, I seen in that fight, I seen in the Tio Loma fight, I seen that motherfucker elbow Tio. I seen that motherfucker headbutt Tio on more than one occasion, lead with his head. And I was like, that's the same shit that fucking Andre Ward does. And all the shit that Lomachenko gets props for, fucking they knock Ward for doing the exact same thing. They have a lot of the same moves they do. I'm not saying they fight the same, but they do the same. They both have the same dirty tactics. I know, B. I studied it. I'll do a video on it if a motherfucker want to debate me. The motherfucker's gonna be butthurt when I'm done. Because they do the exact same shit. You know what I mean? And I like them both. I think they're both super talented fighters. But when you can criticize one and praise the other, then you know there's just a bias there.
Exactly.
There's a bias. You know what I mean? And that goes both ways. So, I mean, I've been on some pro-white channels and some pro-black channels, and I was like, both y'all motherfuckers is y'all both full of shit. Y'all just like white fighters or black fighters. Like, I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, it's either one or the other.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not into that shit. I mean, I get it. They stick in the code, quote unquote code. I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't in prison. You out. You free, motherfucker. What the fuck you doing? What are you doing, man? Get out that mentality, man. Shit.
You ain't in the yard, motherfucker.
Yeah, you fucking said you some per diem. I've been locked up. You been locked up. These motherfuckers ain't coming out and doing that shit. You can't be institutionalized. Ain't no fun in that.
Hell no.
They ain't getting me back though. I ain't ever going back. They ain't gonna get me. I'm a
Nah, I'm
midnight
done.
rider. I'm a midnight rider. Fuck that shit. I'm smooth. I learned, man.
Hell no, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm
If
done
I
with
got
the
some shit
bullshit.
that I want to do, some extra shit, I'm gonna fuck with you. I know your editing game's tough, so I can sit there and throw some shit at you. Be like, yo, throw this out there.
Yeah, you'll be out looking out. I was like, man, I ain't trying to look out this chicken wire. Fuck
Yeah,
that
fuck
shit.
all that shit.
Fuck this shit. I ain't being around all these dicks. I need to be around some bitches, some money. I need a chance. Fuck
Yeah,
this shit.
fuck this shit. This shit don't make no sense.
Shit for the birds, man. For the birds. I was like, shit, man. I mean,
Yo,
if you
son,
gotta do it, you gotta do it. But you know what I'm
done made your move.
saying? Mm-hmm.
I might be on the way down there.
Oh yeah. I did, man. I'm enjoying it too, man. I'm around good fucking people too. I
Yeah,
like this town.
I got my
I like.
cousins down there, and they like, yo, son. I have to look at a couple of things
Oh,
down
but
there.
dude, all right, I'm gonna give you a heads up. All right, number one, when you move down south, you move into church. Number one, okay. Number two, the bug problem.
Yeah, I already
Dude,
know that one.
the bug problem. Oh my god, that's how they say it. Well, there's a bit of a bug problem. No, dude. Oh my god. So what the fuck
Yeah.
is that? I was like, that's a big ass.
Yeah, I know. I already know what that is.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that is not a water bug. I know what the fuck that is. Yo, they travel outside. On the East Coast, they don't move outside like that. These motherfuckers move outside. I was like, yo.
So nigga said, yo.
These motherfuckers fly in your window. I was like, what's up? I'm like, nothing, motherfuckers dead. Dead on the spot, dead on arrival. I'm killing motherfuckers. Yo, man, I'm telling you, B, it was funny as fuck. You're like, yeah, you can't leave your light on. Fuck you mean I can't leave my light on? I don't know, man. It's just different. Everything a little different down here. But I gotta say, man, and it takes a lot more for people to warm up to you down here. Because there's definitely a racial bias. So motherfuckers looking at me sideways from the very giddy up. I'm walking around with a sister and shit. Fucking everybody up. I'm walking around with my kids and they all different shades and colors. Motherfuckers be looking at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh yeah, I get around. I don't discriminate. I participate, motherfucker. Yeah, fuck that shit. But yeah, it's different. It's definitely different. It's different, man.
Yeah, I might be going to the north.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I might be going to North Carolina.
Oh, North Kakalaki. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I know I moved into church. I was like, whoa, this is serious. Ain't nothing wrong with it though. You know what I mean?
I can't deal with the
Individual.
slow shit and all that other goofball shit
Oh,
they got going
but yo,
on.
yeah. You go to the store, man. You gonna be at the store. It ain't like you just go in on the East Coast and you just walk in, you make the exchanges, you pay your money. Nah, these motherfuckers be like, sour things.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear all that shit. Ring me up and get me the fuck up out of there.
I'm like, what? Everybody, but I do appreciate the hospitality, but I got shit to do.
Yeah, just ring me the fuck up and get me the fuck on out of there.
Yeah.
So I might be heading out there or South Carolina or some shit.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Hit me up, man. Shit, we can get up.
I got a house down there and a house out another one. So
land is cheap out here, man.
Yeah, I know the land is cheap. That's how I said I got a house out there. I might as well just slide down there, get something popping.
Yeah, but everything backwards too. Everything backwards. Like it's just I was just like, what the fuck just happened? A couple of times I was in a situation where I was just like, hold up, wait, I don't understand. what the fuck is going on here, man? Like what?
Yeah, I gotta figure that part out when I get down.
Oh yeah, you'll get there, man. You just be like, whatever. But you know what? But I gotta say, man, people cool. I got a lot of cousins moving down here from New York as well. So
yeah, well, that's where everybody's going and shit.
Yeah. I got a lot of folks moving down here, man. And I had my mom out here for about a couple of weeks, but she was not feeling that shit.
Nah, I got a couple of close cousins I fuck with. They like, yo, we going to North Carolina. We go to the Panthers game and yada yada yada.
Yo, they rep the Panthers. Yo, I'm gonna put it like this, and when they come to football, it's different. When high school football pops off, dude, I'm maybe we'll say 4 to 5 blocks, because they're not blocks here, it's just down the road type shit. But 4 to 5 blocks, I can hear the game popping off. Like that's how loud and wound up they get when it comes to football. Like I was out there for the what was it? Eastern fuck was the name of the team? Purple and black. Fucking Eastern Conference. What the fuck is the purple and black team that's at the top of North Carolina? Oh, I don't know.
But they go hard as shit.
Yeah. They into their sports here.
For their fucking team. Man, it's like, yo, who the fuck was it? Eastern Carolina?
Yo, even my Carolina
purple and black.
Yo, he went when he got here, probably about within a month and shit. He was like, Dad, where your weights at? I was like, they back there somewhere. He went, grabbed them shit, started working out. He don't ever work out. That motherfucker working out heavily now. Like, I'm like, damn. He was like,
hell no. In the South, they get busy. Like, my little brother's down there. He'll be the first one to tell you some dumb shit. Like, no bullshit. Be like, yo, well, if you want to do that, fuck that, nigga. You work out.
Yeah,
no, like no bullshit. Like he's like it was some bullshit, some simple shit around the house, and he was like, "Yo, well, shit, nigga, work out." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, nigga, the fuck, nigga, work out, lift weights." I'm like, nigga, I'm home. The fuck you mean?
Right.
The fuck you mean work out, nigga?
Yo, but I gotta say, man, I was always trying to get my youngest son to do shit like that. A motherfucker going to high school, they jumped him up like a grade. As soon as we got down here, they were like, yo, this kid, he was like one of the only kids passing in all of his classes with like a cool 90. So I like that, but now he's just getting physical, but he's still strong on his you know what I mean, his grades and shit. So I'm like, yeah, man, do what you want to do. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Pops teach you some shit. I was like, yeah, we'll do this shit. I'll show you how to do that shit. Whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, that's cool as fuck. I like it. I'm like, cool, man. Because then my oldest son was like, yeah, Dad, I want to come down there. I'm like, I don't know what you're going. You know, my boy, he got a whole bunch of kids down here, but I don't know if you're going to be able to relate. I said, they're going to be talking about their cars and they got souped up cars.
Yeah, like shit that you ain't into.
Yeah, you ain't into. You just like, oh, I got these rims and shit. I'm about to hit the studio. I'm going to do this. I'm like, I don't know if these, you're not going to. You're going to draw attention. But it might not be the attention you want to draw.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to be low key out there.
Yeah, I'm like, cause he come out here and he one of them. He ain't low key about nothing, so he gonna be all over the place. I'm like, yeah.
So that's the reason I didn't go down there, and I'm a grown ass man.
A lot of motherfuckers they just be open carrying too. So,
I already know about that open carry shit. I done had some shit pop off in Georgia, and I'm like, wait, whoa.
Yeah, I had to toe down my road rage.
Nah, fuck the road rage. My whole shit was these niggas out here carrying.
Yeah.
Like we went to a bowling alley and we bowling and we having a good time and all that shit. And then I'm like, I saw a nigga shit hanging from the shoulder. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I called my niggas back at the hotel. I was like, yo, come down to the bowling alley.
Mm.
Yo, what happened? I don't know. This nigga carrying. What the fuck? And then the shorty who was at the bowling alley said the same shit that the dude was carrying. She's like, oh yeah, we all carry. It's just it's like having your learner's permit and all that
Right.
shit.
Yo,
I was like, wait, whoa. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, we can all carry. I was like, bitch, I come from an area where this shit is not.
Yeah, it's not. It's a completely different. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, like when I see that kind of shit, I'm like, bitch, I'm thinking, yo.
and it's funny too, because like I'm chilling and shit. My boy, he got some, a lot of fam that's with him, and some of the younger kids is sitting there, and they got one hosted up, just hanging out.
Yeah, and they can carry.
And then I stand up, right, and I guess I stood up too quick because he reached for his shit, and I was like, "Yo, you too paranoid to have that shit."
Yeah, but the crazy shit is there's no legal. I mean, I can't say there's no legal. There's no
like this. Yo,
there's no reason to what they can carry, and it's like, yo, my nigga, like, Charles, first off, I'm up top. We can't carry that kind of shit.
You're right, but Charles, you go in to get your license, which I ain't do yet, but eventually I'm gonna have to when I renew my shit. Yo, but when you go down to get your license, they offer you a gun permit. They're like, hey, now how hard is that shit to get that shit up north? You like what?
First off, we can't get that shit. First off, that shit come with a 1 to 3 year sentence.
Right, and an open carry in New York State. You know how hard it is. You know who you gotta know to get that shit. Like you gotta, like you rarely ever see that shit unless it's an officer. You know what I mean, or a sheriff or off-duty police officer. Rarely do you see a motherfucker open carry. Down here, everybody got heat. Yo, my boy said he worked at a detail shop, and every fucking car that he detailed had 3-4 guns in them, clips, shit underneath the seat, shit in the side door. You know what I mean? Like little fucking secret doors. Everybody got heat, man. And I'm just like, and not like the way that we have heat. You know what I'm saying? That we have heat up there. It's just like, it's just
I definitely understand that shit because when I was in Georgia, that shit rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, I'm looking at the shit like, yo, these niggas is beefing. I'm thinking of some crazy shit.
Yeah, nah, and they funny like that too. Like,
and they just carry because they can carry.
My man was like, yo, don't get between nobody here because everybody carrying and they too quick to reach. And I'm like, damn, you would think that if it's that normal, that'd be the last resort. You know what I'm saying?
But them niggas is on some old Wild Wild West shit. Like, I'll get to it first.
Right. That's what I was like. Oh, this is some reservation shit. Because I grew up on a reservation, and that's how them motherfuckers was. Everybody had heat, even the kids. And I was like, yo, like it's a little different, but I'm like, damn, man. So I can adapt, but at the same time, it's still, you still gotta adapt. You know what I'm saying? So it's taking a lot. I'm a little cooler and shit, because I was more of a hothead up north. Cause it's like, oh, boom, you want to square? Oh, you gonna pull some shit out? It'd be, more of a paw blade, whatever. Nah.
you get down there. It's all right, equal playing field, nigga.
Right.
You want to pull some shit out? I'm gonna pull some shit out too, and I can legally do it.
But what I do like though is the way that, like, if the police pull up on you, you be like, yo, fuck out of here. fuck is you? It's different, like you know what I mean.
Yo, you wanna know
have-
what's crazy? Is down in the South, if you
Mhm.
agree to fight legally, like yo, we just gonna, do the hand-to-hand thing,
Mhm.
that shit walks.
Oh, that's
Like
dope.
they will not fuck with you on that one. Like, oh, you
Oh,
agree?
that's dope.
So you agreed to fight? Oh,
Mhm.
oh, you got your ass whooped? Oh,
Mhm.
walk your ass home.
Yeah, but when we grew, it's funny though, cause like there was heat and shit in my neighborhoods when I was growing up, but it was a last resort type of deal. Like you get into a fight and shit, and of course motherfuckers hold grudge or whatever. But now it's like motherfuckers, they run, get the heat, or they don't even get to that point, and it's just they just pull the heat out, and it's just like, oh, you's a bitch, like you know what I'm saying, like y'all,
Yeah, catch that fade.
yeah, let's just get the fade, man. Let's get the fade call today, man. Just take this ass whooping. Let's move on, fuck on. Cause you know what I mean. I'm not anticipating a loss. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Ain't
thinking
no
about it.
nigga anticipating the loss if they saying let's catch this fade.
Yeah, I'm like, you just shoot this fade, motherfucker. Like, shit, get you close. Now, if I'm up here, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like i- if I do
Oh, if you
want
up here, then if you run a fade, then that shit goes to assault. Then it gotta go to if it's a misdemeanor or a fucking felony. Like, man,
and I do gotta say too, everybody up here bigger. The court fed motherfuckers. So everybody eating better. But yo, man, I love the food down here. I love the weather. I love all that shit, man. All bullshit aside, man, I really do dig this shit though. It's nice. I feel better. You know what I mean? I think I did that. No, like I lost my boy. Uh, but yeah, it's nice, man. It's a nice little place to live, man. Nice place to live, and it's dope. It's cool. It's cool. Damn, why my shit just pop up like that? I don't know. Let's see. Let me check some shit. Let me check something real quick, y'all. Y'all still with me? I just was rambling, man. I just wanted to hop on here and talk my shit and talk to my boxing community. You know what I mean? I enjoy talking to my boxing community.
ain't nothing
You know,
wrong with the South.
nah, I don't think so.
I'm
I,
not.
I like,
I'm just not ready. I'm not committed to go down there.
yeah, nah, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. I love the food is fucking fantastic.
Son, I
Matter of
already
fact,
know that.
I found some shit that I ain't found in like 30 years up north. And I'm like, find this shit. One thing that I ain't found, like, I ain't even been to the mall yet. So I gotta take my ass to the mall. I ordered everything online and shit for Christmas. Did all that shit. Yo,
I'm
B.
just not ready to. I'm ready, but I'm not ready because I already have shit set up down there.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I do too, man. I got some. I got a little spot. Uh, my boy put that shit aside for me and shit. And you know what I mean? Because that's the type of people I got around me, man. You know what I mean? I got people that look out the way I look out for them. You know what I'm saying? I do anything for my friends and family, and they do the same. And if you don't, I don't fuck with them like that. We be associates. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah. No, man, if you ain't giving what you getting, no. And I know you can, and I know that you can. Yeah, I don't fuck with motherfuckers like that.
Yeah,
Nah.
I might do the South Carolina joint, but that's as far as I'm going.
Yeah, I like Florida too, but it's the weather, man. Like even when I got down here, we sitting here, right? We watching television, whatever. We had the TV on. It was like, well, it's severe weather season. I said, season? Fuck does that mean? I looked at my wife. I was like, season? She looked at me. I was like, the fuck is severe weather season?
I mean, y'all getting them fucking golf balls.
Yeah, man. I was like, what the fuck? Then but that freeze hit everywhere.
Yeah, but that freeze ain't nothing like up top though, so you could deal with it.
Nah, that shit was just as bad here.
Nah, hell no.
But dude, motherfuckers, all they fucking if not worse, because they couldn't deal with it.
They don't know how to drive in that shit.
No. You're not listening. All they piping froze. Because
yeah, but that's
like they ain't running PEX. They running that PVC shit, and that PVC fucking froze the fuck up because they all live on slabs down here. So
yeah, but you ghetto shit. Leave the rudder. What is it? Leave the water running for a little bit. Yeah, like we could deal with that.
Right, y'all. What I'm trying to say is up north know how to deal with. We made some money off that shit because we went in there, fucking doing everybody plumbing and shit. So what I'm saying though, people were fucked up. Like, so you ain't got nothing leaving your crib, or you ain't got no water leaving, no sewage leaving, and no water coming in. You see what I'm saying? That's fucked up.
Yeah, but if you don't know how to deal with it, like we know how to deal with that shit. Like we used to pipes freezing and all that shit.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is, down here, like it was bad. It was like 30. It was like 20, 30 degrees, and that's
it.
Yeah. But down here, that's different. You know what I mean? For a week or some weeks. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Cali got hit with that shit. Texas got hit with that shit. Florida was experiencing some of that shit, I think. Or did they get away with that shit? I don't know. But if they not built for that should do some serious fucking damage, man.
If you don't know what you're doing. But
like when that shit hit Texas and Black was down there, and I think Sporting Advantage was in Florida, or was he in Texas as well? I don't know, but I was like, at first I was laughing, like, now
until you get down there and see it for yourself.
Right. Then when I started seeing what was happening down there, because they piping systems is backwards, and then these motherfuckers, like, it was killing people, and I was like, oh shit, like now I feel bad as fuck because I'm assuming, you know what I mean, like how we got it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even realize. I heard Buffalo was fucked up when that shit hit.
Oh, you ain't lying right now. Buffalo is still under 3. What they had 30, 40. Yeah, they under at least 4 feet of snow.
Damn, I know. They were saying that like an entire family died in a car because they couldn't.
Yeah, because they was trying to move, and it's like, why the fuck are you trying to move in 3 or 4 feet of snow?
I don't know if they was trying. They didn't say it was 3 or 4. They said that shit was like 7, 8. Where them?
Nah, it was 33 and 44. But why are you trying to drive in that kind of snow?
Oh yeah, that's true too.
You know what I'm saying? Like you already know to be home.
Started, and the weight, because they don't only get the snow from wherever that's coming in. They got that lake effect shit too from them Great Lakes, and they get it bad. Rochester, Syracuse, all them upstate. You know what I'm saying? Like they get it different, and that's no. But they should. That it's a damn shame, man.
Yeah, you know
They
it's
were
cold.
fucked up.
Like, why the fuck are you moving?
Even the plows couldn't get through. They needed plows to get plows out. That's how bad it was. And these is up north plows. So if these motherfuckers can't get out, you're fucked. If they can't move, you're fucked. There ain't no transit. And then my Brody was telling me he was up there for like probably a year and a half or a year prior or a couple months prior to all that shit happening. He told me he was out there and he told me he was like, yo, it's like, he was like, Buffalo's fucked up. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, yo, it's like one big rescue mission. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He said, it's fucked up here. He said, I can't even go to the store to get no shit. I can't get no money coming in. I can't get no fucking nothing. He was like, this shit is fucked up. I was like, take your ass someplace else.
Yeah, New York right now is crazy.
Yeah, man. I was like, damn, Buffalo like that. He was like, yeah. I guess it's like that.
Upstate, definitely.
Yeah, it's getting worse. I went up there to visit and shit, but I was like, fuck, because I dropped my mom off. I was there for a minute. Yo, it was crazy as fuck, though, because when you get used to this weather, I went down there. I got to Pennsylvania. I got out to pump some gas. I inhaled that fucking crispy cold ass air. Man, as soon as ain't no wind, ain't nothing blocking that wind. You know, it's flat. I was like, as soon as that shit hit my nose, my sinuses started burning. I was like, oh fuck. I was
nigga 1-2 ready to go right back down south.
Yo, I was like, damn, I'm already adapting to that southern shit. Like this shit hitting me different. I was like, this is different, man. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, shit. Yeah, I adapted quick though, man. Like too quick. I got too used to that shit. My mom got sick when she came down, and then got better as we was going back up north. I think she was homesick though. She just not used to that shit.
Yeah, because the weather changes quick, man. Like,
yeah,
that's the difference between catching fucking pneumonia and catching a regular fucking cold.
Right. Yep, that's true. But man, I put on 12 pounds in 2 days, like of recent. And
yeah, like, you down there eating good, nigga.
Yeah, but I was like exercising. I had ran 2 miles. I'm dead ass serious. Yo, I
agree with that because
I was like, how the fuck I right after the run, I was like, how the fuck I gained 12 pounds in like 2-3 days? I said, holy shit. I was working all week. I worked all week. And then I went for a run like a retard.
Nah, but you son, you eating different.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was easy. And my boy always cooking. My wife always cooking. My people's always cooking. And I'm just like, we always eating.
And then you figure out why these motherfuckers is down there thick, and they be like, yo, country strong. Country strong mean niggas down there eating.
Yeah, yo, no bullshit, man. Like, and the food, and like I said, I'm addicted to Chick-fil-A. You know, even my kids are. I'm like, yo, y'all want to go for ice cream? Like, can we go to Chick-fil-A? Why don't we just go to Chick-fil-A and get some food and some shakes? And Zaxby's. There's still a couple places I ain't hit though.
Zaxby's is popping.
Is it? I gotta hit it up then.
Zaxby's is popping. Get the chicken with the orange sauce, the orange Zaxby sauce. Yeah. Shit, nigga, that shit is different.
No shit. I'm gonna have to try that shit then. I heard it was different too, and it was just
what? Really Zaxby's got the big ass what's the bread they use? They got the fucking the French toast bread, like the real big the French
Oh, the
toast.
Texas
French
toast shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they do with they grilled cheese and all that shit. That shit is crazy. I'm a fan of the South, but I just don't want to move to the South.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Like I see where y'all coming from, and that's
Nah, I
cool.
get it. It's like, yo, because it's slower, man. It's so
But
much
I'm
slower.
just stuck
New York is
on being up top.
right. Yeah, absolutely. And I get it too, because there's times where I'm just like, I get a little impatient because I'm like, and I want it, and I think this is what I wanted, but then I'm like, it is. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather deal with this than some other shit, but it comes with a price. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
comes
but
with
the
a price.
price ain't that steep.
Nah, it ain't. It ain't. But the storms are the storms. That's a little different too. Like I said, like the storms are storms. And I guess they ain't nothing. I was like, they said there's a tornado warning. I said, what's the protocol for a tornado warning? Everyone's like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, what's protocol? How you deal with this shit? Because it's not like you could go in your basement because you ain't got a basement. That's right. The time I was talking, I remember I was talking to Black about some shit, and I'm like, yeah, but y'all ain't got no basement. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, shit, man, that's the go-to spot when you up north, when you up top. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit hit the fan, go to the basement. It's just like it's
Yeah, we
different,
don't
man.
have one of those.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck? Why do you need a basement? It's like for your fucking safety. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Because you from the city, but you move around up there, right? You move upstate, west, and all that shit. But the weather in the shit is it remains somewhat the same, although New York and Albany don't get nowhere near the snow that fucking upstate gets. You know what I mean? It's funny, man. And I thought that was a culture shock, but hell no.
It is a culture shock, but you just not getting it down there. You sitting down there getting like 60-degree weather, and we'll be
Yeah.
like, yo, 1, 2, nigga, we got 4, 5 inches.
Yeah, sun hit different, but you know, actual too, because he's from New York, and that
Yeah,
motherfucker
but he's
moved to
in
Florida.
he's in Florida.
Hmm. Which ain't much different, other than they got worried about hurricanes and shit.
Yeah, they got way more shit than this. Yo, son, yo, I'm gonna hit you up.
All right, man. Enjoy your night, man. Thanks for swinging through, bro.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. I'm about to call it. I'm about to call it my damn self, man. Well, thanks for everybody tuning in. Those that did tune in. This is the 1-2 Kid. Don't do drugs. Peace. Peace, y'all.
You stupid. You're a dumbass. Don't do drugs.
Oh shit.
All right, well,